thank you guys for coming out. This is the third live one we've done. We have two great guests for you tonight. I'm going to bring Joey up. He's going to talk to you for a little bit. So here he is, Joey Diaz.
Yeah! 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 Wednesday night, baby! I love it. Thank you very much for coming out. It means the world to me. I know it's Wednesday. You guys got shit going on. But we're here tonight, you bad motherfuckers, for a live podcast, the church. We got a great lineup. We got my doctor, Dr. Frank Berdice in the house. Give him a round of applause. We got my man, Josh Wolf in the fucking house. Give him some love. No applause for Josh Wolf. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Now I'm talking. And that's it. It was just, we'll get ready for a hot motherfucking weekend. 99 in the fucking valley. If you live in the valley, you better break out those fucking hot pants, because it'll be hot this weekend. And I got a big challenge. This week I'm baptizing the baby. That's always fucked up right there. That's fucked up. I'm baptizing in church. It's going to be great. But it's been so fucked up to try to get a church. Like in the old days, you just walked into a church. Like my mother. My mother would celebrate my dad's death every fucking year. She never called ahead. The bitch just showed up. They could be doing like a mass for some like kid or something. She didn't give a fuck. She showed up. She gave the priest $200 cash and a bottle of Diaz. You did what the fuck you want. You give the priest a bottle of Diaz, you do what the fuck you want in church. Understand me? He'll even tell you, look, do what the fuck you want. You want to come up and grab the cookie naked? Fuck them up. Nobody gives a shit. Do your thing. So we finally got that shit going on. What else is happening? I'm tired. I've been high all fucking week. So it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. You know what I'm saying? You just eat an edible and you go into this trance, and then you eat another edible. I had to take a nap today. I had to tap out at like 5:30. That's when you know it gets to you, when you gotta take a nap. And you wake up even more fucking high. Like you wake up, you don't even know where the fuck you are. You're like, what happened? There's a cat next to you. Like, whose cat is this? Oh, that's my fucking cat. But no, everything's all right. I'm happy you motherfuckers came out. We get crazy on the podcast. So I'm happy you guys know what the language is. People get pissed at me about the language still. I still get emails like, I listened to it at 6 in the morning. You said fuck 11 times. Listen, that's when you're supposed to say fuck early in the morning to get you motivated. You follow me? No, you ever have people talk nice to you in the morning? Like, hi, how was your sleep? How the fuck do you sleep? No, I slept fucking great. I slept. You ever have people ask you stupid fucking questions in the morning? Like, how was your flight? Oh, it was fucking amazing. It sucked. All right, how was my flight? I had to stop in L.A. They searched me, then I had to sit. The flight was fucking delayed. I sat next to some guy eating hummus. Let me tell you something. You eat hummus on McDonald's on a plane, I'll fucking stab you. And you're lucky. It wasn't like when I would wake up coked up. You ever wake up hungover, you smell something bad, you puke? You ever wake up hungover and you're like, I hope I don't smell something bad today? And you get on a plane, all of a sudden like a family of 8 comes on, and they're eating like a Subway sandwich, and you're fucking ready to barf. Or McDonald's, because McDonald's is great to eat, but to smell it when you're not eating it, it's fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible. Next time you eat McDonald's, eat it, enjoy it, and then smell your fucking hand. It's like you fingered a dead crack hole. That's what it smells like. Like you just went up to this dead bitch. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of dead bitches, if you want to see a dead bitch, go up to 170. You ever drive on a 170? You ever drive and you're like, man, if I was going to kill somebody, I'd drop them off on a 170. By Sherman Way, I killed like 3 motherfuckers. I've dropped them off up there already. You go up to the Sherman Way, look around. There's always like a dead body up there. Look around. Right before the 5 starts. It's a beautiful place. Listen, if you're going to kill somebody, just put them there. That's all I'm saying. How about a big round of applause for the wait staff? Look at these girls laying it down tonight. We got a sold-out fucking show. Amanda Burns is coming tonight. We got people coming down here. That dumb bitch threw a bong out the fucking window. You know what I'm saying? Well, the only reason you throw a bong out the window is it gets too hot. You ever smoke so much the bong gets fucking hot? Let me tell you what I did one time. When I lived in Colorado, I had this bong somebody gave me. In the 80s, like in the early 90s, bongs were like rubber. They were like this rubber. So I got into a thing called bazookas, where you smoke weed, but you get the cocaine and put it in a microwave oven for 25 seconds. And then when it comes out, bing, every time you hear that bing, you fucking lose your mind, right? Bing, it's like a fucking boxer, you know. So you take it out, you put it like in a coffee cup, then you take it out and you put it on a piece of paper, and whatever came up, you put it in like weed and smoke a joint. Then you take a lighter and burn the fucking joint, and the coke mixes into the thing. I was crazy. But one night I ran out of rolling paper, so I used the bong, right? Do you know I melted the fucking bong it looked like, remember when the tower went down in the World Trade Center? Like, it just collapsed down and it bent like that. That's what it looked like. The bong was this big at night when I started. When I woke up the next morning, it was like 6 inches. What is that bong? I was like, it's time to stop. It's time to join a fucking church. This is fucked up. I melted a fucking bong. You understand me? Nobody melts a bong. Like, I sat there all night cooking and smoking this fucking bong until it became like a little midget bong. I remember, like, my girl got up. She's like, what happened to the bong? You don't want to know, all right? I fucking melted it. That's how strong I fucking roll. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling healthy. It's fucked up to be 50. You know, you think like when you hit 40, you're all downhill. And listen, you know what, man? As long as you're fucking and coming, you follow me? Because that's all guys think about. We don't give a fuck if we're 80, strapped like Hannibal Lecter, right? Like if they strap us down but our tongue still works and our dick still works, we're healthy. That's all. We don't give a fuck. Like just pick her up and let her land on me. You know what I'm saying? I got this. I can do this. I did a testosterone shot this morning. Put that ass in my face. You know what I'm saying? He shot the needle right in my tongue. That's all that works. Like, I would just have him shoot testosterone in my fucking tongue. That's it. I don't give a fuck. Once the dick goes, that's it. First, you lose, like, the finger. Can you imagine when you can't finger somebody no more? Or you can't squeeze like a tit and they got you there like you're just sitting there, but the tongue works. So now you gotta overpass the feel. That's pretty fucked up, because you always gotta grab a pussy before you can lick it. Now you just gotta tell her, bring it over here. Put it in my fucking face and shit. We don't give a fuck. We could be 90 and we'll still eat ass and pussy. That's when you know. You ever see, as we get older, we get creepier. Like we really do. As you get older, you get creepier, but you just don't know it. Like, and you see old people. Next time you're at a barbecue and like your father comes or your grandfather, bring like a chick with hot pants on that looks really good, and watch when he sees them. When somebody old sees like a hot chick, they look at them for a minute. Then they realize, even if I tackle this bitch, it ain't gonna work. Fucking. That's all it means. Getting old and dying is two different fucking things. You know, like I'm telling you, you can have cancer, a brain tumor, a fucking eye missing, a dead foot, diabetes, HIV, a cold. You could be laying there all fucked up. People come to see how you feel. I feel fucked up, but I can still get a heart on. You know what I'm saying? I still got some life left in me. They can't take away everything. They can take away everything. So just think about that when you end. Women don't give a fuck. Women get old. I think they don't want to fuck no more after see. You ever look at a woman like a grandma, you look at her, you're like, ah. You ever look at her like an older woman, like, ah, nobody's fucking her. What a shame. And she may have good pussy left. Like, I'll go to yoga, and yoga's at 8:30, and after like 10, they have like a class for like women that are 55 and over. And I look at some of those women, I'm like, these women have still got some pussy left to them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They still got a good stabbing left in them, you know? Like you're at home watching, you're hungry, and they put that pussy, and it may have gray hair on it, but you'll tackle that shit. You don't give a fuck. I'm just saying, I'm 50, but some women still look fucking good, so they take care of themselves. It doesn't mean you, like they call these girls cougars. They fucking piss me off, these young chicks that fuck young guys and call themselves like a category. That's a whore. A 40-year-old chick that fucks a young guy, that's a molester. That's like a priest. There's no difference. Only it's accepted. You know, we love it. When an older chick teaches how to eat pussy or how to eat ass, we fucking love it as young guys. When you date an older woman for a while, then it gets old, and you see them with stockings and their feet look fucked up, and they got like that hammer, and you're like, fuck it, she's got good pussy, but the foot scares me, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you date an older woman. But anyway, we don't want to talk about that shit. How you doing, guy, all right? You know, what I'm trying to say is a cougar ain't a chick that's 40 that fucks guys. A cougar is a chick with like a fucked up ailment at 55 that picks up guys. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you see a chick with like a cancer hole in her neck and she's out there picking up young guys, that's a cougar you want to fuck right there. No, just me? Just me. You're looking at the club and she's got a hole in her neck. You know what I'm saying? She's looking good. She's running commando. Because sometimes they cover the hole with a curtain. Some nights they say, fuck it. We're just going to go out there and let the pieces fall with him. Trust me, there's a guy out there. let's say there's 20 guys in here. One guy would look at a woman with a hole in her neck and go, ooh. Ooh, I've been thinking about that for years. Coming to the stage, my co-host, one of the baddest motherfuckers out there, the Flying Jew, Lee Sayat.
Thank you, guys.
What's up, you bad motherfucker?
I don't understand.
What
you want me to take a fart to the face, get pissed on, but an old woman's foot freaks you out.
Oh, it's disgusting. A fart to the face and getting pissed on is like a delicacy, you know what I'm saying? People fucking pay money to get pissed on, and this fucking kid is always busting my balls about it. And I'm not talking about like some homeless chick pissing on you, you know, with like fucking shelter food piss, hit you in the face like rice-a-roni and shit piss, you know, the coloring from rice-a-roni. I'm talking about like a decent woman who eats salads and goes to yoga. You know, the piss is sweet. The piss is sweet.
No,
it's
not.
It's like fucking it's like Snapple iced tea. It's not diet. It's the lemon lime one, like that, bro.
He'll call me at work at 10 o'clock at night. He's fucked up. He's like, "How about she pisses on you and did like a little shit in your mouth?"
Yeah,
just a little.
Listen, that's what it is to be 24. Being 24 doesn't mean you're athletic. It means that you experiment with new things. So let's say some lady takes a shit on your chest. At least you did it. I never had somebody, you know, I was never that fortunate that I could find somebody to shit on my chest. Just a little shit. Like I would ask like a skinny chick at first. Like I get like the skinniest chick. You know what I'm saying? I take her out for like a sandwich and tell her like, just so it's small, like a little turd shit. I wouldn't mind a little turd shit on your chest.
What are you talking about? It took you years to go to jiu-jitsu because some guy's feet would be in your face.
That's a guy's foot. That's not a woman's foot. It's completely fucking different, cocksucker, all right? Right away you want to call me out on my insecurities. That's not it.
Oh, so that's our entire podcast.
A fart to the face is a fucking sexual endeavor. Like right now you go to Hong Kong and you can eat a cock. Do you guys know that? There's a restaurant in Hong Kong that specializes in cock, like animal cock, like alligator cock. I think the most famous, you gotta eat like a fucking foot, like a cat cock or something. I am not kidding you. I wish I was lying to you people. In Hong Kong or somewhere in China, I see it on the Discovery Channel, people go to eat penis. That's a delicacy. Like a parrot's balls is like the best fucking balls you can eat. So it's like 800 a fucking nut. And people spend $1,600 eating it with a smile on their face because they're gonna go home and fuck somebody to death. Like in their mind, they're gonna get like, what's the word they use?
Virility?
Virility, whatever the fuck it is, which a finger in the ass does even better benefits. Like if you ever got a deep finger in your ass right before you fuck, you're in such shock that you don't think about coming and lasting. You're still in shock from the finger in your ass. You're not even thinking about it. It's like 20 minutes later, sperm is coming out of her ears and her eyes like the fountain of fucking youth. And she's like, stop. And you're still focused on the finger in the ass. So trust me, I mean, we got to talk about this shit. It's important, but not on a Wednesday night, dog.
I know, right?
Talk about shit in somebody's chest. That's disgusting. It's Wednesday. You got to ease it up a little bit. You got to piss on them with the shower running, you know. I mean, this guy thinks I'm like a fucking animal. You know, he doesn't understand that there's a patois to this. You just can't go up to them and fucking, you know. Anyway, I got no time for fucking this.
What else? What do you got to do? You don't have anything to do.
We got 90 minutes, and you want to talk about me farting in your face or some chick. I've been trying to get him a chick to fart in his. Just because what you want to. Nothing happens until you go out of your comfort zone. I say this over and over again. Lee wants casual sex. Like he wants to fuck, suck, and eat pussy, and that's it. He don't want to stick a finger in a chick's ass. He don't want to take a fart. He don't want to get pissed in the mouth. These are things that you do to grow.
No, you don't.
You do this to grow as an individual. This might not be for you. Listen, I ended up at that disgusting club one time to get cocaine in New York where people were pissing on each other. And fetishes, ramrods. I wouldn't go there on a weekly. It's not like I had a ramrod fucking card. But once I went, I seen a guy getting pissed on. You're like, wow, they piss on people in this fucking bar. They also put like staples on people's titties. They did weird stuff to people. I wasn't into it, but at least I went. Did I experience it? Not really. I just peed on a guy. Bro, he wanted people to pee on him. You know, again, you're walking by, minding your own fucking business. A beautiful day to be alive. And there's a guy with a sign that says pee on me, right? And you got 20 minutes till the bus gets there, right? You're going to sit there and go, should I pee on this motherfucker? Every guy in this room is going to sit there and go, I've never peed on a guy before. It may be gay, but if they do it a certain way, it's not gay. You know what I'm saying? Like if you pee like you're eating like a Carl's Jr. burger, like then you're fucking gay. But if you're peeing on them, but like holding your cock like you're angry, like fuck you, cocksucker, drink it, bitch. Then you're not gay. You're a fucking, Homo sapien, or you hate gay people. Whatever the fuck it is.
This is Joey after one drink.
This is Joey after 3 drinks, bitch.
3?
All right, this is Joey after I ate a Chibo Chew at 11 o'clock, which hit me at like 1 o'clock. You ever get so high on an edible you get a headache? Like I could smell gasoline. Like it was like that's how high I was talking to this guy. Then I went home and I stopped at Divine Wellness and I got like a Anti-Dolores brownie treat that was 120 milligrams and I popped that because I had to prepare for you people. Listen, the Yankees go to spring training. You follow me? That's what I did this afternoon. I went to spring training to be ready for you people this afternoon. I'm not like some people that fucking don't want to get ready for the people who come up here on a Wednesday night. You motherfuckers got to get up tomorrow and go to work. So I got to sacrifice a little bit for you. I got to show you I'm on your side, too. You know what I'm saying?
So you're the Yankees of weed smokers? Or?
No, what I'm saying is, who's got the edibles? Let me bring a cookie for Lee. Let's make him eat a fucking pot cookie or a fucking, give him an edible right now. Fuck this motherfucker up right now. I got an ambulance on speed dial. I got an ambulance on speed dial. Give him a fucking edible. Fuck this motherfucker up. And that's all I'm trying to do, people. When you hear the podcast and I go off on Lee, I go off on Lee because he needs somebody to go off on him. He needs somebody to go off on him. His mommy comes, takes him out for cheeseburgers and shit. You know what I'm saying? He
Once a year, my mom comes to
Stop! Twice. You had to fuck up the podcast. We had to wait till 7 o'clock to do it because you had to drive it to the airport, cocksucker. You put your mother on an airport like everybody else. You understand? You put that bitch on there with 15 fucking people who stink in the morning with bad breath. You ever get an airport in the morning? It's like a festival of bad breath. It's so fucking bad to fly because you sit in a van that smells like bad breath. Then you get to the airport, you check in, and you go to the men's bathroom. You go to the men's fucking bathroom at the airport at 8 in the morning. It smells like a festival of shit in there. It's like a tornado of farts that just goes to the bathroom. You're trying to piss. You can't even breathe because it's fucking up the little hairs in your lungs. You can feel them. You're in there going, and this little tornado of shit. So how did we get on this shit, Lee? This is the problem.
I have no idea.
I'm going to bring up the first guest. He's my main man. He's my doctor. Let's give him some love, Mr. Frank Berdice and shit. Where is he? I think he's outside.
Oh, he's not. I'll go get him.
He might have fucking left and shit like that. He might have said, fuck it. Go get him. Hurry up, Cox. Yeah, we got to get an edible for this guy to get him started. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Frank, the man of the hour. Get him up here.
There, I heard you were trying to call me.
Yes, sir.
Josh and I are out there.
No, nothing wrong.
We actually went outside.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Give it up for my doctor, Dr. Frank, coming down here tonight.
You gotta hold this one?
Yeah.
Before we get started, Doc, how old are you?
Truth?
The truth.
These are all young kids.
Who gives a fuck?
64. Drugs. Chemistry.
Chemistry and drugs, people. Give us a background, Doc. Just let these motherfuckers know what's going on. Penn State, the Hammers, the...
Poor white guy? What do you mean?
No, not the fucking song, you know. The resume.
Grew up in Connecticut, in inner city.
Talking to the mic, Doc.
Catholic schools like you.
All right.
Nuns, priests, family, all the kids hung out together. High school, college, played football, Penn State. Had a minor problem with 7 concussions in 1 year.
Did you play for Paterno?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. How was
I
that?
didn't say I played with
No,
Paterno.
for Paterno. How was it?
It's great. He's a great coach.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's different. And Sandusky wasn't around then. So.
No.
Actually, he would have never existed around then.
You don't think so?
No, not a chance.
What do you think's changed?
I think more people don't really kind of step in much anymore, because for sure somebody would have decked him, for sure. Somebody would have, actually a coach would have done it, not even, but the players would have been on him too.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but Paterno's fucking crazy. That's nuts.
No, Paterno got old.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
just got too old. He shouldn't have been coaching.
So continue. Sorry.
You really think that if that was 30 years ago, that thing with Sandusky
40
wouldn't have
years
happened?
ago?
Yeah,
We'll go with the 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
I remember situations growing up that could have gone in that direction, and somebody did something about it. Pretty fast.
It's pretty funny. I think I was having a conversation with Lee today. Was it today with you about how I never got molested?
Oh yeah.
No. And you think about this shit, you know. You think about, you know, maybe you're an ugly kid. You know, there's a lot of options here, but you think about it, you know. And I think about, like, my mother. My mother was such a powerhouse. Like, she wouldn't let people touch my face. She always stressed it. Don't let somebody touch your face. And she would always put jewelry on me. When I lived on 88th Street in the 70s, she put gawky jewelry on me, gold. And she'd say, don't touch it. And I think she'd put it on me for me to acknowledge it, that not to let me touch. So I had this body language, and only one time I was playing basketball in the winter, and there was no buses in Jersey City, and I got in the car, and the guy, I had a basketball, and he hit the basketball. He goes, that's a great ball you have, you know, and that's the only time ever, you know, and it's weird. Like, you think about now, people come out and go, I got molested. It was a different time then.
Well, I think, like, molestation probably didn't happen, but weird behavior pretty much was tolerated. You know, I mean, didn't you have, like, relatives that did, like, weird things that nobody really... All right, so I had a cousin, the second cousin. He was an unbelievable baker. He had this very successful bakery, but he would do this. Anytime he spoke to any individual, he'd go, so how you doing? And he'd put his finger in your ear, okay? And he'd just be in there going like this, so how's everything, how you doing? Now, I used to slap... Okay, listen. Joe, listen, I would slap his hand away. Nobody else. I was like 6 years old, I'd slap his hand. My grandmother would be there, and he'd be going, so naughty, and he'd have his finger. Now, if you tried to pull your head away, he got you with both fingers. That's like this. Nobody said shit. Nobody said one thing. Ever. For like 30 years he was doing that.
I had a teacher in high school that took us to different basketball games, and he played basketball with us. And now, thinking about it, like, he had the crew cut. He wore, like, the black sock with the sneakers, you know, those teachers that came. We'd elbow him and shit. He'd drive us to the Rucker League in New York. And now I think back that maybe this guy was a molester. So whenever I see my friends that hung out with Mr. K, I ask him, did Mr. K ever molest you? And it was so weird. He never molested nobody. So it was kind of weird, like, the people I thought would molest you. And it's sexual harassment now, correct? Like, they call
sexual harassment.
Like, you can't talk about crazy shit in the classroom. When I was in the 8th grade, we had a mayor. Weehawken was our 8th grade teacher. His name was Wally Lindsley. And every mayor has a guy that does his dirty work and a guy that does his clean work. And the guy that did his dirty work was Todd whatever. And he had a wig. And that's how I remember him. He had a really bad wig in the 70s. And he'd take us to New York to watch basketball games. And he told me one time, like 4 of us, on the ride home, he goes, if you guys have a winning season, I'm going to get your dick sucked and laid. And when you're 13, you can't wait to get your dick sucked, and you can't wait to get laid. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, it was him.
No.
Oh, all right.
And this guy stuck to his fucking word. He shows up like 2 weeks after we graduated 8th grade with this dirty old woman. We're like 14, 15. This chick had to be 61. She was a playmate in like 1949. She was all fucked up, like all fucked up. She's drunk, and he's like, come here, guys, circle around. He's like, who wants to fuck her first in the back seat? And we're all looking at each other like, I don't know, I gotta go home. People like, I feel so. That's weird behavior. They'll throw you in fucking jail now if you're an 8th grade coach and try to give your player a little nookie cookie.
Different time.
It is a fucking different time.
You were talking about, like, wigs. So I get back. I was in the Olympics. I hurt my back. I come back to this town of Waterbury, Connecticut, and I opened this gym with this guy named Chippy Manson, whose father was the local mafia boss. So we put the gym on the ground floor, and up above was the Faval Generali Italian-American Club with all these guys. Wouldn't even put a lock on the door. Lock the door. Nobody bother anything, right? But one of the guys that came there, this guy, Artie Misturik. Artie Misturik was bald, but he wore 4 different wigs, different heads. One was just that one that looks like it lands on your head. That's, horrible. The second one was like a kind of a beetle wig. That was worse. But then he had this one that was like the Elvis. That one wasn't so bad. But the one he looked the best in was, like an Indian wig with the headband. So he started wearing that all the time. But it got like really ratty, and he would just like cut it, so it would be completely uneven in the back. He'd cut here, cut there, cut here, cut there. He was the guy, I think I told you the story, that he was really cheap. He lived with his mother. He was 40, lived with his mother. And he didn't have any wheels, so he bought this Ford Econoline van. And he goes, I'm going to get it running. So he gets it running. And the gym was on the ground, like down at the bottom of a hill. And I'm halfway up the hill going to get a sandwich, and I see his van coming. And I go, he got that thing running unbelievable. I can't even hear it. You know why? Didn't start it. And how much was gas back then? Like 25 cents. 25. And he was so freaking cheap that he did not he didn't start it up. So he gets down the bottom of the hill. I get there, I said, Artie, it's running great. He goes, well, I didn't start it yet. Right. Then you had to have bumpers, right? You have to have bumpers. So he gets pulled over by the police. He has no bumpers. He cut 2 tree limbs down, took the bark off, drilled holes, and that was the front and rear bumper. It's worked. Artie Mistura.
You grew up with some fucking weird people. No, you really do. You live, like today I was thinking about Kathy Ortiz. This girl lived next door to me. Cute girl, was a Jehovah's Witness. She wouldn't stand up for the fucking national anthem in the mornings. And you never seen a girl get more bullied than that. Like everybody's complaining about getting bullied. This fucking girl would not get up in Jersey. And she was Spanish. You want to talk about fucking balls. So you can't, I guess during the national anthem, you can't salute the flag. They would throw everything at this girl. Papers, bricks. And it was like, what are we going to throw at Kathy today? Like, that's what they would throw birds at her, dead fucking animals. Hubba Bubba, we'd chew Hubba Bubba. Like a whole fucking piece of Hubba Bubba and whip it at this bitch. She never cried once. She never tapped out. She never talked about getting bullied. She didn't hang herself. People were fucking different then. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of wigs, who watched the fucking the Liberace show the other night? Was that fucking creepy? How fucking creepy was that? And there's people like that in Hollywood that they'll suck your dick, and then they want you to turn into plastic surgery and look like them and shit. That is fun. And you know what's crazy? Like now, and I don't mean to insult nobody, there's 2 generations in this country. There's the gay generation, there's the faggots. Me and Frank, we grew up with faggots. They're old gay guys that you're going to suck their dick. They're going to find a way. And not by, they don't even touch you or give you a fucking sleeping pill or one of those roofies. They just look you in the eye and tell you, you're going to suck my dick. And then they got the gay guys, and they're just gay to go out and bowl in Hollywood, and oh my God, and they do all this shit. You think Liberace did, oh my God? Liberace would just look at you, motherfucker, and invite you over. You want to hear me play the piano? When Liberace played the piano for me, you were going to suck his dick. That meant it was stage 4 cancer. You're going down, bitch. You're going... You're at the stage 4 of cocksucking. You didn't want to do it, but it's too late now. They got you at the compound. You know what I'm saying? It's over. You ever run into a creepy guy like that, a gay guy in Hollywood? Anybody, Lee, anybody?
No. The creepiest thing I have is you telling girls to shit in my face.
How about you, Doc? I know you...
You mean in Hollywood?
In Hollywood. Like, Hollywood is so fucking crazy. When you watch Liberace, you're thinking to yourself, I could see somebody who makes $1 million a fucking month. Can you imagine you made $1 million a month? How would you fucking act? How the fuck would you act? You see a girl you want, you just go up to her. There's no feelings involved. You're just going up to her. Listen, I'm going to suck your pussy tonight. No, you're not. Yes, I am. Yes, I fucking am. How do I know? Watch this. The Bentley pulls up with a black guy. He gets out. Get in the car. We'll put you in the trunk. You got to have your trunk. I know all the cops in Pasadena. This could be hard or this could be easy. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you. Either you can suck my dick legitimately, or you're going to wake up like you're in Dexter's living room. You wake up, you're wrapped up and shit. They got syringe in your neck. You're going down, motherfucker.
But you didn't know that when you were back east. It was
about what?
No, Hollywood is just different. When you first came to Hollywood, it was freaked out, right?
Well, no. Before I left, in '84, I had a teacher. And his name was George McGrath, and he smoked Camel cigarettes, the ones without filters. So his face was orange. His fingers were orange from the nicotine. And his job was, he was a white guy, And his job was to bring coke to expensive people at night. You know, it's not a Puerto Rican show him up. What's up, dog? Yo, man, hurry up. No, this guy showed up with a fucking tuxedo. You know, like he was a salesman. And he brought me to some people's house one night that had Paris Blues. That was the equivalent to a Quaalude in the 70s. And it was like a bunch of gay guys, like Liberace, like 10 of them. You know, like I blacked the fuck out. I had to get the hell out of there. But once they get into that clientele, they get crazy. It's like anybody else. If I give a normal guy $1 million a month to spend, like that guy in Boogie Nights that had the Chinese guy lighting firecrackers from, I would definitely have that guy at my house. Right or wrong? What do you need now? What do you need? $30,000 a year. You light firecrackers 8 to 5. There's some overtime involved. I'll get you dental. I can't get you health and physical. I'll get you dental. You get fucking creepy. So can you imagine being a gay guy and getting that fucking creepy? He had wigs. He would buy you jewelry. He would buy your own house in Palm Springs and just keep you there. That's a fucking party, dog.
You didn't have that back in New Jersey?
No, I didn't have it like that. You know, I never met. I met gay guys that would walk around with robes. Listen, when you're a man and you walk around with a robe, that means everybody's sucking your dick. Okay? If you walk around with a robe all day and slippers, what do you give a fuck? That means that people come home and you're like, you're sucking my dick. No, I'm not. You just show them your bank deposit. You see that? You're sucking my dick. You understand? Yes, that's 19 zeros. You're sucking it. And you're sucking it good with both hands. You're going to squeeze the balls, honk, honk. You're doing the whole fucking thing.
Should we discuss your, when you first came to see me, you came in for a certain thing.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Some hormone replacement.
Right.
We can talk about that.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Come to see me for hormone replacement. Good candidate, great. Everything feels great. And then he heard his calf, and I said, "You want me to check that for you?" He goes, "Oh, no, I got somebody doing it." Hobbles in, and no, I got somebody doing it. Then my receptionist buzzes me and go, "What's wrong with Joey Diaz?" I go, "What's the matter?" He's on the phone. He's looking for a chiropractor. I go, "Huh? You see me for 6 months, you don't know I do that." 6 months. He's like hobbling around, and then he goes, "Oh, you do that?"
I didn't know he was a chiropractor.
It's right on the door.
I knew there was a chiropractor there, somewhere close by.
With my name.
I didn't know you were the chiropractor. You know, when you were a fucking doctor now, when you were a kid, there was one fucking doctor, right? In the office. One fucking guy. And there was sex secretaries all dressed nice, and you went into a room and the doctor came and he checked your balls and he fucking left. Now, things are rough. So they mix and match. It's like MMA. You know what I'm saying? So you just don't go to a karate school no more. They got karate, yoga, and fucking. So when you go to Dr. Berdice's office, you got the acupuncture, you got the Chinese guy, Jimmy Lou. Yeah. You got the fucking acupuncture. You got the other guy that does the bones and the hurt. And you got the doctor. I knew somebody was a fucking chiropractor.
You're so high by the time you leave the house, you're not reading anything.
When I go, listen, on Wednesdays, I got to be careful. That's why I don't eat an edible before I go see Dr. Berdice, because I got a needle in my ass. And that's the worst. Like last year, I got a needle in my ass and I almost fainted. Today, I almost fainted.
No.
Today, I almost fainted.
I didn't do it.
No, you didn't do it. And the guy's great. It was just that it stung, and it stung for a while, and I stopped breathing. Once I stopped breathing, you give me the needle, that's when I start seeing spots and shit.
Well, you are the only person that lays down with their headphones on to get a needle.
Because I don't want to hear the rapper. You know what I'm saying? Because they come in and break the rapper. I don't want to hear none of that shit. That's what gets me all fired up and all hard. The best is when I get there, they walk around with the needle in their hand.
Showing it to you.
And I got to make believe, like I'm not looking at that. I'm not. And they're all talking to me like, how are you? How's your day? They take a fucking cigarette. And I'm like, stop with that fucking needle in my hand. You know, I was...
Okay, Joe, tell the truth. When I come in, I hide it. You don't even see it.
No, I don't even see it.
I got it palmed over here. It's out of the wrapper, and it's boom, and it's done, right?
Done. He's the best.
What do you listen to?
Santana, Oye Como Va. Because that's the shit. Listen, if you got to get blood taken, there's 2 jams. There's 3. There's 2.5 with an honorable mention. There's Santana, Oye Como Va. There's the Foo Fighters, Best of You. And the fucking honorable mention, Elton John, Benny, and the motherfucking Jets. You know what I'm saying? God damn! Because when you're starting to faint, you're thinking of him. He's taking it in the ass. You just got a needle. And he's like, Benny, 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 Benny. You're like, fuck it, this guy's a soldier. You know what I'm saying? I trust him with all my heart. The first time I walked in there, he talked to me about the possibility of a needle, and I told him no. But once I get a trust for you, I'll let you do whatever the fuck in the world to me. You follow? I'm that type of guy with my doctors, and that's why I continue. I go to acupuncture every Tuesday at 1:30. I don't give a fuck what you have going on. Unless you're paying me, I go to acupuncture because it's a fear I'm overcoming. And every once in a while, I almost faint and I get myself out of it. But I got to tell you the follow-up story because I don't want you guys to think I'm just a fucking retard here, which I am. When I was a kid, I had this doctor that came over. His name was Orlando Del Valle. All right, this was 71, 72. This is when doctors make house calls for $35, and before they left, they gave you a prescription, and they left you a needle and a thing of penicillin. Okay? Okay, so your mom could shoot you. Hey, listen, you don't have to come down tomorrow. This is easy. Just draw it and stick it anywhere. Just stick it in his fucking eye. I don't give a fuck. All right, he's a Cuban doctor, Orlando Del Valle. And he would come over, my mother and my stepfather would be home. My mother used to bump. She'd do a couple bumps of coke. This is the 70s on 88th Street. So Del Valle would come in, he'd come into the room, and he'd go, what's the matter with you? And I'd say, I'm sick. And he'd go, yeah, you need a needle. But Del Valle would love when I would go, let me think about it. Because then he'd go out to the living room with my mother and do a couple bumps. And drink on a house call. I wish I was lying to you motherfuckers. So 30 minutes later, he'd walk in. ¿Cómo te sientes, José Antonio? And I didn't know, and he'd be like, bueno, ¿qué quieres hacerte? Guarda la aguja. And I'd say, no, and I'd cry, and they'd have to hold me down. My mother would give me a beating, and then he'd shoot me and have a bruise on my ass for a week. And then he'd leave my mother a syringe. One time my mother shot me in a fucking restaurant. At a restaurant, I wouldn't drink milk. She poured the milk on my head with the ice cream, and then she's like, oh, you're sick. Get in the fucking bathroom. I remember choking her in the fucking bathroom because she's like, bend over, I'll fucking stick it in your stomach. I don't give a fuck. And I remember I had a purple thing on my ass for a week. So after my mom died, I made a thing. I ain't never getting a needle. Again, look at it. I used to take my own teeth out with a fucking wrench. Okay? I'm one of those sick fucks. So you don't know how much I love you, Frank. You have no fucking idea that I go every Tuesday, every Wednesday religiously, 10:30. And I used to dread it. Now it's just a part of the day for me. I go in there, and this is what I stress in this podcast, to overcome your fucking fears, because now you're not really living. You're not fucking living. I don't want to jump out of a helicopter. The most important fear to me was a fucking needle. Because, dog, if I love Lee, I love Frank. If right now we were fucking around here, and Frank got up, or Lee, and he cut their hand on this, I would fucking faint. Especially if I like you, especially if I care for you. So I don't want you guys to say, well, Joey's a half a fag. No, there's background to this. There's therapeutic. A cocaine doctor used to shoot me. You follow me? And then I got prescription. As I got older, he was my family doctor. And when I turned 15, he used to say to me, can you get me cocaine? And I'd say, absolutely. So I would trade him coke for steroids, for Anavar, for my buddies. But he had a son. It was the 80s, and he had a son that was gay and got caught up in drugs, and he was stealing the prescriptions, and he lost his license. But guess what, motherfuckers? He's in Miami. He's 80 years old, and I still call him once a month out of respect for all the shit he put up with me for. You follow me? That's how I roll. Because he used to put up, and when I call him still, he still goes, José Antonio, ¿cómo está? So, because he used to put up with a lot of my shit for years, man. So, I love you, Doc.
And no more 10-minute prostate exams, though.
Oh.
Wait, you gave him a prostate exam?
No, I don't do it.
His fucking
No, I don't do it. No.
No, I got a finger up
machine.
No, there was no machine. This guy had a finger. No. That
That guy doesn't work there.
motherfucker stuck 2 fingers in my ass and blocked me against the wall. Listen, somebody. There's 2 ways of fucking. Sometimes you pick up their legs and you go like this, right? Let me show this side. You pick up their legs. But sometimes you're high on coke, you're drunk, and you get evil, and you don't want to fuck it. You want to like destroy the pussy. You want to condemn it. You want to paint it red like Clint Eastwood in The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. So you fuck it with anger. You like crush the pussy. You like you crush it. You mangle it. Like, you fuck it. But you got top control. You're inside control. and you're trying to put their weight on them, and you do that evil shit. This is what this doctor did to me. A finger in the ass is a glove, and they put a finger in the ass, and they go, everything's okay. This motherfucker put the finger in, and then as I was like this, he cornered me. He was like, all right, I got to put it all the way. And he stuck and he put his weight on me and shit. And but what really pissed me off about the whole meeting was I had toilet paper on my dick, right? Because I'm uncircumcised, and I went to pee, and I wanted to clean off the pee because he made me pee in a cup. See, I thought you were going to send me to your buddy who was just going to look at me and go, you know, like when you go for a weed license. I got anxiety. I see Puerto Ricans at night, and right? And the medical marijuana doctor look at you and go, okay, you're eligible. Well, this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, right? You go to medical marijuana, you can tell him anything, dog. Bro, I get flashbacks of Vietnam. Okay, let me take your blood pressure. He's not even taking your blood pressure. Well, I went to see his, I thought it was the same thing, so I washed. I took a shower and everything. I was prepared, but I didn't have underwear on. They always tell you go to get underwear on. I don't wear underwear to see you because you're going to shoot me in the ass. I don't give a fuck. I got a pimple on my ass, too. I was lucky he didn't come out today. I had like a boil on my ass. I had to have my wife pop it last night because I always make her check my ass before I go to the doctor. You don't want to walk in there with a pimple on your ass like a whitehead. You ever go to a strip club and the stripper got a whitehead on her ass? And you can't focus? I love it. You can't focus. You can't focus. You're like, I'll give her $1, but I'm going to pop that pimple because it's one of those tight whiteheads that you know is going to go pop and your finger's going to have like that little. So I don't want to go to the doctor's office with a whitehead on my ass. So every Wednesday I tell my wife, check my ass, make sure I got no.
You didn't have a good meeting with Adam?
Huh?
Adam, you didn't have a good meeting.
He was a great doctor.
I thought you enjoyed that.
No, he was a great doctor, but the way he fingered me was it was fucking brutal. Like, it was brutal. It hurt me. Like, he fingered me hard, then he cornered me, and he stuck it in there and felt around to make sure. I mean, he did a good exam. You know, I mean, that's what you're looking for. I was fucked. My ass was fucked up for like 4 days. Like,
But you made another appointment for this week. Why?
No, I didn't make another appointment. I don't want to see that motherfucker ever again. And you got to go. The sad thing is you really got to go every 6 months, right, Doc?
Yeah.
Once a year?
Yeah.
After 50?
Yeah, because there's a test called a PSA, and it's not that accurate. So you really need that. Yeah.
So every 6 months for health matters. Doc, so
if you're taking hormone replacement, you really want to do it every 6 months.
And Doc, how long should you stay on hormone replacement? Forever?
Until somebody thinks of something better. Right now, we're on it. You need it. You need it. Something will come along and it'll take its place. But right now, if you're low in testosterone, as a male, you need to take testosterone. I got 30-year-old guys coming in now that are low in testosterone. Not like us. We're old.
Doc,
we don't really need it. We just take it because it's.
Doc, you're 64. You look like $1 million. There's a lot of half people here at 30. What advice do you have for them? Because, hey, listen, you can do plastic surgery, you do all this shit, or you can just be young. You can just be the fuck young. I'm 50, but I'm young. This kid keeps me young. You motherfuckers keep me young, But what's the best advice you have for somebody who's 30, 40, Doc?
Attitude. You gotta have a good attitude. And you have to have moderation. Anybody that says, I don't ever do that, there's going to be a problem, right? If somebody goes, I fucking do that all the time, that's a problem. So you can't get like blasted every single day. And it's moderation. Everything is, see, when I grew up, TV was only on at night because there was only 3 stations and they only really ran at night.
Remember they used to turn off at 1? Tell these motherfuckers what happened at 10 to 1. You heard the national anthem.
National anthem on the 3
1 in the fucking morning.
There's only 3 networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS.
That's it.
And then it's off. And this test thing came on. It looked like a star. And it was on, and then it come back on at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I get up at 3 in the morning with my daughter, fucking SpongeBob SquarePants is fucking on, and Dora the fucking Explorer is on the other channel. I mean, it's amazing. When I was growing up, you get up at fucking 1, nothing. You just sat there, and the TV goes shh, nothing. It's fucking amazing, Doc.
No, it's great to be. It's great to be young now. It's just we had more opportunity to interact with people. There's less interaction now, right? And you're texting. I got emergency room doctors. Okay, patients in the ER, they're texting me. That means I got to text them back. wouldn't it be nice to like talk to him? Your patient is running, bleeding out of his text. I got to read the text. So everybody texts now. Nobody interacts, right? So it's less personal. But I had to learn to text because my daughter used to text me, and I text her back, call me. She never called. So then
I still can't. I call people back when they text me. If they fucking matter and I get it, because a lot of times I don't see it.
But they
till
don't
I
pick
get
up.
home.
Then they don't pick up. The guy just called me. Where is he?
Only in L.A. do people not pick up.
No, they text you.
And they call you 8 hours later. What, you called me 8 hours ago, cocksucker.
I just checked my messages. Right.
8 hours. I won't leave a message. With the new phone, you can tell somebody fucking called you. So you call somebody, they know, call you back. They call you back 8 hours later. What's up? I don't have fucking a clue. I called you at 10:01. It's 6:15. That's 1,000 mind fucks ago. I could have called you about a movie. I could have called you about a cheeseburger. I could have called you about anything. Where's my man Josh Wolf?
Where's Josh?
Where is he?
I'll go get him.
He's coming? Let's get this bad motherfucker up here, too. Coming to the stage, my little brother, Josh Wolf. Get him up here, too.
I didn't know Josh is from Boston.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Then Texas, then Seattle. He's all over the place.
All over the place. You got it when you do comedy.
We're talking about raising children.
Okay.
He's pretty strict.
I
Your
heard
best.
you talk about your fear of needles. Did you talk about how scared you are of blood too? What a pussy. I mean, he's not exaggerating. A drop of blood.
A drop.
If you had a drop of blood right here, he would pass the fuck
I
out.
would die.
He would pass out.
I fainted at a UFC. At a UFC when they picked up the towel. And I saw blood on the towel. And then I fainted when BJ Penn fought Joe Lozon until he broke his fucking head. I fainted on the couch. I woke up like at 4 in the morning. What the fuck? I will faint at the drop of a hat if I let it take me. It's a process. It takes you, If I'm from A to B. If I realize it and I start breathing, then I bang it out. Like I've had an ear infection lately from flying. Oh, and when I go to the gym, I can't hear myself breathing. You want to talk about fucking anxiety.
Those pictures you put on Twitter. Have you guys seen the pictures of him high on the airplane? With the fucking camera this far away from his face. The first thing I think is, how fucking high does he look? And the second thing I think is, man, who the fuck is sitting next to him? Because if he sat down next to me with looking like he looked when he's high, I'd be like sweating like he does. I'd be like, this guy's gonna fucking die. He's gonna die on the plane next to me. He's gonna die.
Did he tell you about his trip to Miami? Did he tell you about the plane ride to Miami?
I take my shirt off in first class.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
It's first class.
Next to a gay guy with those goggles on.
Yeah.
And he was sleeping like, oh my God.
Why did you take your
I was so fucking high, Josh. It was pathetic high. And I ate like 2 Jolly Ranchers and I drank. Have you seen the water?
No.
Have you guys seen the fucking vitamin water now?
Wait, there's weed water?
Weed vitamin water now. So I drank the vitamin water and I got on the 405 South about 10 o'clock at night, which there's nobody on there. Listen, when you're high, you want traffic because you do 10 miles an hour. You follow me? When you get on there at 9:30 and there's not a car on there and you're in the HOV doing 80, and you're just like, I kept thinking, do I fit in between these lines? I have a fucking Subaru, and I'm like, do I fit in between these lines? And I get to the Delta place, I check in, everything's fine. Delta's racist. I never say this about anybody. I don't care if you're racist. I usually like you. They're fucking racist, and they're anti-fucking spick. Because if you fly to Miami or South America, they don't let you fly to Terminal 5. They make you walk out of Terminal 6, and it gets all yellow, and they have like parrots, and you hear Spanish music and shit. And that's when the THC started hitting me. Like I said, they had coconut water for sale and shit. And I'm like, and I get on the fucking plane, and everything's all right. And all of a sudden, I think I sat over the engine. And it was hotter than fuck. And I just started sweating, guys. And you like all this over here starts sweating like from everywhere. I could feel the beads coming up on my head. 20 minutes in, and it's an hour, and I'm still sweating. By 2 in the morning, the flight was a red eye. It left at 11:10. By 2 in the morning, I was just sweating. The shirt was drenched. The back was dry. I couldn't even sit on the leather because the shirt was so wet. So I said, fuck it. I just took the shirt off and put the blanket up to my stomach like a fucking Samoan in first class. And the lady would walk by and she'd go, hi. Oh my God. And
Joe Diaz.
and she just kept giving me water. That's how much I was sweating. I got off the plane in Miami at 5. I was that early. You got to get luggage. You got to call the ride to come get you. As I walked to fucking outside, something made me get like something on my pocket. I had 2 inches of sweat around my jeans. That's how much fucking I sweat that night. I was dehydrated on that fucking plane. The THC killed me. And I swore I would never eat another edible again, but then I went to sleep and woke up, and there I was, so.
On a flight, I fly every weekend now for stand-up. And I fart a lot on planes for whatever reason. Plane, for whatever reason, as soon as I sit on a plane, I'm like, I gotta fart, right? And so a couple weeks ago, I was doing a heavy protein, and I was basically farting death. It was like that smell of death. It was like that smell was coming out of my asshole, right?
So when you eat sushi,
yeah, it was
the
bad.
shit goes away, but the root of the
it-
fucking nastiness stays in there.
It's farts where you you almost apologize to the person you're sitting next to. You like, I'm really sorry about that. You know what I mean? Like I thought I was gonna have to refund some people's tickets. I'm like, you're gonna need a new ticket, and ma'am, I don't know what happened to your makeup, but you're gonna need a new ticket. Like I was fucking so. It's a red eye, and you can fart on a plane without anybody knowing you're farting because you just push it into the cushion. You know what I mean? And the cushion is like a fart purse. It holds all your farts for you until you want to let them go. You just gotta let them go.
Get up.
It holds them for you until you want to share them with your friends, right? So I was killing this plane, guys. Fucking killing this plane. And I felt bad for everybody. And it was a red eye. So people were either asleep or fucking knocked out. I don't know what it was. But they were, until the guy in front of me does this, right? I didn't realize how much I was killing the plane. The guy must have had enough. The guy in front of me goes like this. Hey! Whoever's doing that! You stop it right now! And then he said the thing, that was the best line I've ever heard. He goes, "This is a public plane!" Guys, I was fucking dying! So all I could think of to do was this. Yeah! Dude, I was wrecking that plane. I really thought it was gonna be like, when that plane landed in JFK, I thought it was going to be like a J.J. Abrams pilot, like a TV show, like the plane lands and then people get on the plane, but everybody's dead and the oxygen tanks are down. I thought it was going to be a death flight. It was not.
I had the best because I was a fat fuck, but I would eat whey protein. Somebody would give me those bars. The best person to fart next is Joe Rogan, hands down, if you're going to fart. Because he gets on a plane and he has got that sleep disorder where he just falls asleep. Like Joe gets on a plane, puts his shit away, and all of a sudden he's looking out the window, all of a sudden it's like... And that's when I go to work. That's when I do my best. Once you fall asleep with that mouth open, I don't fart into the cushion. I position my asshole so it bounces off the cushion and goes up. And I took 2 years of geometry, so I know angles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know backboards and shit. Like, if I'm on here with Berdice, I would never do this. This amateur shit. That's Puerto Rican shit. You gotta shit like this, like a rectangle, see? So the fart can't go nowhere. I got the fart inside control. It ain't going nowhere. The fart's gotta go this way. It blasts off the seat. Some particles go straight. But for the most part, I'll surround this guy with the... And I'll never forget, he was passed out. And he would just do this, he'd go. Then about 10 minutes later, the farting on that flight was so good, he wrote a blog about it. And I got like 2 million hits about him waking up, and Antonio Banderas was helping these blind kids learn how to dance. And I'm blasted. There's nothing better then farting and get like, I had a bad attack. I didn't shit for like a week and got on the plane to Houston one time. And I was killing this plane to the point where when I got off, people were going, thank God that fucking flight landed. Jesus, I couldn't take it no more. Oh my God. And as a human being, like if you're normal, like you people are nice people, you feel bad about it. Like, oh my God, I'll never eat cream cheese again. A pig like me, once you react to my fart, like once I see this shit or this shit, that just...
Or this here. I love it when they do this.
Yeah, when they do this shit. because my farts are hot. Like the cabin will get 10% hotter once people start sweating and shit. So, I mean, I love it. But the best was I got the luggage. And at the luggage, people were still like, like they were still fucked up. And at luggage, I blasted another one, right? And now people are furious. They're holding on to their faces. And there was a lady with a kid, and people were looking at the kid. She's like, my child? And she picked the kid up and smelt his ass. And she goes, no, it's not him. And I'm like, yes, it is, that cocksucker. Little fat, nasty motherfucker, it's him.
You have the worst fucking farts of all. And you know what? When believe it or not, Joe Diaz used to be my babysitter. Joe Diaz watched my kids. There was one time. Now, do you still not wear underwear?
Never.
Okay. So he babysat. I was at the house, and he used to spend I lived in an apartment in Hollywood. He'd be at my house all the time, and all my kids were around. My daughter was maybe 6 at the time, and he bent over to pick something up. And now, when he bends over, there's a lot of ass, and there's a lot of hair in the crack of that ass. So he bends over to pick something up. My daughter ripped some hair out of his ass crack. Ripped hair out of his ass crack, and she said, how many? And he said, oh, it felt like 6 that time. And I said, that time? You mean you do this a lot? Yeah. I mean, some of the shit here's what I always considered Joe, like Joe, I would explain him as a moral criminal. Because he would come over to my house, and if there was $40 on my table, he may lift it, but then he would take me out to lunch with my $40. But then he would tell me, you get the lunch next time. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I got it this time.
We were outside talking about a time when I lived in a guest house, and I woke up on Monday, I go in the living room, and it's just me and him talking about the weekend, and I had this stripper crazy fucking girlfriend I used to beat up all the time, tie her up, pee on her. It was fucking great, right? So he goes, I got a hit of ecstasy left over. It was 8 in the morning. You know me, guys. Fuck it. You got to set the day off right. There's none on your agenda. So I said, give me the hit of ecstasy. I pop the ecstasy, and I forget about it. I go down to Swanee's, and I see a bunch of people, and then she calls me, and she goes, come down and give me a stabbing. So we got restraining orders on each other at the time, right? And I go down there, and I'm fucking her. In the middle of fucking her, I hear boom, 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 boom. Seattle police. So I'm like, don't open the door. She's like, I have to. They're at the door. They're banging. So I hide under the bed. And
wait, now, you know the best part of that story, right?
Oh, yeah. The cops come in with their guns drawn. Well, where are you? And they look at the bed, and the bed's going up and down from me breathing.
His girlfriend goes, Joey hid under the bed. It looked like the bed was breathing.
And what happened was we had restraining orders on us, so the dumb stripper told her neighbor, if you see Joey, call the cops. So she saw me, and we're naked. The cops take me in with no shirt, and they put me with those rubber bands around. So I'm on the fucking criminal bus with no shirt on, horny as a motherfucker. But the ecstasy hadn't hit me yet. The ecstasy didn't hit me till I got to the holding tank. I'm like, man, it's hot in here. This is, oh my God.
Asking guys in jails for a hug. Hey, can I get a hug, bro?
When they fingerprinted me, it was fucking great, brother. You gotta do this again, man. You gotta do this again.
That was fantastic. You used to call me. You have a collect call from King County Jail. Yeah. That was fantastic. But I've never seen you so thin when you were in jail. Dude was down to like 195.
Fuck yeah, those carbohydrates, dog.
Yeah.
That's that prison diet, Weight Watchers. They keep you on check, dog. And even if you eat chocolate, like you could order food at night, like cookies, you still lose weight because you get those little meals. It really teaches you how to eat. So when you go on Weight Watchers, that's all it is, the county jail diet. It's 1 egg, you know, because if you're home, you eat 6 eggs. But when you're in county jail, you eat 1 egg in the cooler, you realize that motherfucker goes a long way. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
So what year was that? What part of
98.
it? 98.
Yeah.
I met Josh in 95 in Seattle. I was fresh from a divorce. I was fucking crazy. You know, when you get divorced, you get fucking
Speaking of
crazy.
which, you were telling us the story outside. What did he do to you for a bag of weed?
We were on the road together as me and Joey and a guy.
Roseburg,
Oregon. Yeah.
You ever go to Roseburg, Oregon?
Don't.
Across the street from the Kowloons, where we were performing, was a strip club where the stripper was the DJ, the waitress, and the host. Okay.
And by the way, and the bouncer.
And the bouncer. And she would change outfits for everything. So when you walked in, good evening, welcome to the strip club. Sit over here. And you're like, I need a drink. Then she'd come back as the waitress. My special tonight is white tap
like
on
fucking-
rocks. I'm like, where's the dancer? She'll be right out.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
she comes out fucking dancing. And it's like, let me pop that pimp on your ass. And all of a sudden she come out with I'm the bouncer. You gotta go now, disgusto. That's the time we did Roseburg, Oregon. We get in there, and we didn't know that a lady brought a bunch of fucking crazy kids to the show. So I do a fucking crazy joke or whatever.
No, not crazy kids. She brought a retarded kid to the show.
Not
Remember?
retarded or retarded kids, plural.
Yeah, and one of us said the word retarded, and she was like, well, you
I
shouldn't
said it, and she blamed it on him.
Yeah, and then she was like, you shouldn't have said retarded. There was a retarded kid. My brought retarded. And my question was, what'd you fucking bring a retarded kid to a comedy show for? Whose fault is that? And plus, they didn't understand what I was saying. Don't worry about it. But by the way, they didn't. We gave them some pudding. They were fine. But after the show, we go out for drinks. Me, him, and a guy named Lenny Schmidt. And there was a girl at the table with us. And the best way for me to describe her is she looked like Joey with a wig. Right? So I get up and go to the bathroom. Now I come back. Joey and Lenny are gone. Joey with a wig still there. And I go, where's Joey and Lenny? And she goes, oh, they left. I go, what? They coming back? She goes, no. Joey sold you for a bag of weed. I said, wait, what do you mean sold me? She was like, oh, no, you're mine. I paid a bag of weed for you for the night. And I said, what do you mean? She said, Joey asked if I had any weed, and I said yes, and he said, how much? And I said, if you leave your friend, you can have it. And he said, deal, grabbed his keys and left. So with this woman I'm like, well, listen, and this is pre-cell phone. So I'm like, I had a pager, but that wasn't doing me any good. I was like, you got to take me back to the hotel. And she was like, no, you're mine for the night. I'm like, you got to take me back to the hotel. And she goes, okay. Now, I didn't know where the fuck I was going. And so she drives me, and we pull up to her house. She pulls into the driveway, and she goes, you can either sleep here in the car for the night, or you can come in. And I was like, well, I'm going to go in and try to use the phone and find out where this hotel is. So I'm in there with the phone book, I couldn't remember what hotel we were at. I was calling a bunch of hotels. And as I was trying to find the hotel, this chick, who looks like him, not kidding, was walking out in different lingerie, modeling it for me. Like, what do you think about this? I'm like, well, I think I can see your dick. That's what I think about that. It was not good. It was getting very rapey. I'm not kidding. Like, it was like, I was thinking she could probably take me. I got some problems. And then right about the time when it was getting a little weird, like she was opening up cabinets in the kitchen, like, come look in the cabinet. I'm like, that's really fucking weird. I don't know why you want me to. Her roommate came home with her boyfriend. Dude might have taken a step into the apartment or the house. And I walked up, and I had never met him before, never seen him before. And I walked up, and I put my hand out like this. I go, dude, listen, man to man. You don't know me. I don't know you. Look what's behind me. And it was that chick in the lingerie. I go, you got to get me the fuck out of here. And he looked at that chick in the fucking lingerie, looked at his girlfriend, and he said, I got to do this for him. I never knew his name. We never talked in the fucking car. We shared the same war story, right? We never talked about it, never looked at each other, and we drove around to a couple hotels. I get back to the hotel, he'd smoked all the fucking weed.
And I wouldn't let him in.
Yeah.
He kept banging. It's Josh who, motherfucker? I don't know no Josh. What's the code word? You know, it's so weird that years ago, and I don't mean to put anybody down, I was a big fan of Greg Giraldo. Years ago, I read for his pilot.
Yeah.
I love Greg. And years ago, I read for his pilot, and I remember that as I left there, I liked him, but the pilot was shit because they had comics. It was about comics hanging out, like where Seinfeld hangs out, that diner in New York. And I was looking at it, I'm like, this is not what comics did at this level of their career. You know, we robbed the safe. Yeah. We did a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah.
But Josh left. Josh said, I'm leaving September 23rd for LA. So I was going to come down. I didn't think I was talented enough to come down. So I was going to stay up there. And I got a job working for a computer company, selling pizzas. It was a new company that, because all the computer companies up there where a football game would be on, and all of a sudden they put special at Domino's, and you could order a pizza on a computer. I put them together, pay me $15 an hour to call pizza places. Now, Josh was gone already, and I had this stripper girlfriend who was fucking crazy. By this time, I had gone in and out of jail. I gotten arrested 4 times to 1 year. And we had this black friend named Rico who said he was from the Bronx and he was a criminal.
Black.
And he had a spider on his fucking face.
Yeah.
Drilled in. I went with him to a white town, to one of those Montana towns to do comedy where they'd never seen a black person. I'm just sorry. And they hated him. This motherfucker walked in, 600 pounds. Not only did they hate him, but he was a Buddhist or whatever the fuck where he prayed. Mm-hmm. He was a Muslim. So here I'm in fucking we hate black people town with this black 600-pound big black guy with a spider on his face praying.
Not a tattoo, guys. He had his beard in the shape of
in the shape
spider.
of a spider. So he kept telling me.
Yeah, no, you were thinking tough spider tattoo.
No.
He sculpted his beard to look like a fucking
and
spider.
he was big and fucking
the other
black.
side might as well have been a dick because it was not good.
So I'm up there alone. Josh was my banker. He used to cash my checks because I had no driver's license, no checking account. So whenever I got a check, he'd cash it for me, right? So I got this check for $600, and I have the stripper come by and get me. So I always borrowed money from her. I wouldn't pay her. So there's one time I go, you got to cash this check, and she gives me the $600. She gives me like a 20, and she goes, you owe it to me. And I'm in the back seat. And I go, Carol, don't start with me. I'll fucking kill you. How I feel. So she goes, the check is mine. I go, Carol, please don't start with me. I'm on probation. We got restraining orders against each other. I go, Carol, give me the fucking check back. And we're driving. She goes, I'm not going to give it back to you. So I reach over, and when I go to grab the check, she rips it. Now, I'm an addict. I got cocaine on my mind. She just destroyed my check. So what do? I reach over and grab her fucking hair, like the way I grabbed that hooker's hair in '79 when I lit her wig on fire. And I pulled this bitch's hair all the way back where she had to pull into a car wash. Like, what the fuck are you doing to me? I was gonna kill this bitch. I don't give a fuck about 911 or domestic violence. This bitch ripped my check up on a Friday. There's a judge somewhere that'll fucking see where I'm coming from. I ripped her fucking head down, and she's like, ah. We get into the driveway of this thing, and she's like, let me go. And I'm like, you motherfucker, I'll fucking kill you. And she's like, please help me. People are washing the car. And finally I let her go, and I got half her scalp in my fucking hand. I'm like, I'm going to kill you, bitch. And she starts yelling, call the police. I'm like, police, oh, no. So I run, and there's this club called the Hurricane. Right?
Yeah.
And there's a movie theater where I seen Pulp Fiction. I don't know where I'm at, but I had been there before. So I'm looking around the Hurricane, and I go, fuck this. No, I go inside the Hurricane. I call Rico. That's the only. I go, Rico, you gotta save me, you big black motherfucker, because he said he was ghetto, and he was in in SWV, whatever, SWA, and NWA. He was one of those. He was a gangster.
How'd you go from SWV?
Whatever the fuck, right? That sisters with voices, right?
Gonna start with SVU.
So, I'm so into you. I'm so into you. Right? So, I'm sitting there, I eat a cheese. I got like $3. I got a cheeseburger, and Rico's like, I gotta drive my mother to the doctor. I'm like, Rico, I got cops looking for me. Don't fuck around, all right? And by this time, this is Seattle. They had the helicopters out. They had the dogs. They had the cops looking for me. I stick my head out, and I'm seeing Carol in a car guiding the cops. There's like 8 cop cars with their lights on. So I jump in the dumpster, in the garbage dumpster, under like this fucking thing, and they're throwing food next to me, and I wait there till it gets dark. I'm like, fuck it, I got this. I jump out of the dust, I take the lettuce off my shoulder and shit. I walk up by the movie theater, I'm gonna call Gavin to come pick me up, and there was like 20 cops hidden in the bushes, they knew. And they fucking arrested me, and it was that fucking Rico. Because I said, Rico, I'm at the Hurricane. He pulled up 50 yards from the Hurricane. I'm out there going like this. Like I'm wanted by Seattle police. And I'm out there drawing, I'm like Tom Hanks in that fucking movie when he got stuck on the island. And Rico's like, hold on. I said, Rico, and then he left me there. So I got stuck in this fucking garbage can. I ended up going to jail for the weekend. Fucking amazing, dog.
You know, and that wasn't his real name, Rico.
What was his real name?
Thomas.
Whatever, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, no, but I was like, well, I go, why, I asked him, I go, why don't you go by Thomas? And he goes, no, that's not street. And I was like, you have a spider shaved on your face. There's nothing street about that either. And dude, he used to like, he had his, I don't know why he thought he was so street. He would wear like a cardigan sweater with the collar popped. Yeah, it was not a good look for him.
He was 600 pounds. He's a big guy.
He was a big guy.
Big fucking guy.
Was that the last time you saw Carol, or see her again after that?
No.
She moved down here.
I see the last time I saw Carol down here, we were gonna fight on, we were having a fight on not Vista, but Gavin Street. We were in front of Gavin's house, in the little house when he was married, and I had a pot roast in my hand, and she had mace. And I'm like, I'm gonna hit you with this fucking pot roast in the head. And I'm throwing quarters at her, and she's like, I'll hit you with the fucking mace, Joe. But I talked to her the other day. She called. I was telling these guys that she called me about 6 months ago, and she told me she has carpal tunnel syndrome. And I go, really? And I wasn't thinking about it. She goes, yeah, I got it from giving hand jobs at the strip club. And she's telling me
She's still stripping?
she's 43, she's a millionaire, and she's still stripping.
She's never spent a dime of her own money in her entire life.
She'll suck a dick.
Yeah.
If you see Carol right there, right now, and go, I want to buy you dinner, if she's hungry, she will go to dinner with you and suck your dick instead of breaking the 20. She don't care if you're 3 or you're fucking 60. The guy she married to was an 80-year-old Hindu guy. And she sucked his dick till he died. And while he was coming, she signed the will. Right? And when he died, it was all hers, and she bought a bunch of those gyms, curves, for women, like before the bottom fell out. And she sold the whole region of them and made and now she's got like 8 houses. Did you fucking know?
She does?
Carol's
She's
got
the
houses
dumbest.
all over Michigan. Carol's got houses all over. She's dumb. She's like the president of PTA, and she still strips 3 times a week in like the town next door. This is how crazy she is. And she'll suck your dick for 100 and she'll fuck you for 200. And she called me one day. She's like, I don't feel good. My throat hurts. I sucked a dick without a condom last week. I'm like, you're the president of the PTA, bitch. You sucked a dick without a condom. You're the president of the PTA. What kind of example is that?
Now, how long have you been smoking that? You know, I'm sure he is an all or nothing guy. Now listen, he went from never smoking a cigarette in his life, not kidding, to 2 packs a day. There was no in between. I'm gonna try a cigarette. Is that an exaggeration?
That's true.
He went from
week,
never smoking a fucking cigarette, and all of a sudden he would just go like, I'm like, how long you been smoking? A day. How many you go through? I think I'm gonna go through like 2 packs. I'm like, what the fuck?
When we first started hanging out, he was still smoking a little bit, but he would have like 2 puffs off it and throw it away, and then you go to the next cigarette. Like he would never finish the cigarette.
Wait, but 2 drags for him, if you smoke a joint with him, if he takes 2 drags, that joint is fucking gone. He's like, and it just, I'm like, you gonna fucking put that thing down? It's like you got a 3rd lung for weed.
It's so weird, but when I stop something, when I do something, it's all or nothing. Then when I stop it, I stop it.
Yeah.
Like I went to a party in November. My wife was pregnant. I was smoking cigarettes. I looked in the bottle, and I had smoked like 8 cigarettes. I said, I ain't smoking no more. No packs, no nothing. I just stopped smoking. It's fucking crazy. With the blow, 27 years. One day I just stopped. No rehab, no hug, no nothing. I didn't kill nobody. You know, it's like when I make my mind up.
But there was twice, I think, here in L.A. where you talked to me about going into rehab. There were 2 times that you were like, you may have to drive me somewhere.
No, well, there was a rehab on Hollywood, it was on Sunset next to the Robex. It's still there.
Yeah.
It's like a community type place. I went in there a couple times, but you know, when you go to rehab, sometimes they pick out a scab. You know, And I had gone there a couple times, and they're bringing up shit from when I'm 6. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like they were looking for shit. So I didn't need that. I had enough shit on me. So that's why I didn't go. I don't think I'd work out at a rehab. I went to a rehab one time. It was outpatient when I was in the halfway house. I wasn't even doing blow. I was selling blow. But when you weigh it, it goes through your skin. Did you know that? So I was weighing the chunks. So I came up. So they made me go to like this rehab where you paid them off and they left you the fuck alone.
Is this the one where the woman would suck your dick like in the middle of the session?
In the middle of the session, yeah. It was fucking great. Because a lot of people from the halfway house were there. Her name was Patrice Twining. And we'd be at the group talking about like, yeah, my mother burned me with an iron. And you're like, Patrice, what's the story? Let's go in the back and shit. And she'd suck your pole and go back. It was great. It was. She was in the halfway house with me. She was a beautiful girl. She was from Michigan. I'll never forget her. That's how beautiful she was. She was a freak. Like, that was the first real freak I met. So I would go to the halfway house with coke. I would sell coke in the halfway house. I was in the federal halfway house. And I lent money. So, because if you don't pay rent, they won't let you out for the weekend. So the rent was $75. So I give you $75 for like 108. I just made up a number. Like 75 for 108, and people would give it to me. And then I sold coke. And I would pull up at night with the car, and I'd see the Invicts on the 3rd floor going, yeah. And I would come in, and when I'd open my book to check in, there'd always be a note from Patrice Twine. This is a true story. And she'd say, come to my room, bring me a rock. And I would knock in the halfway house. I would go to her room, which was right over there. Right over there was where you checked in. That's where the counselors were. And I would walk, and each door had like you knock, you know, like when you go to a door, that's like a foot in, like that, like so they really can't see you. I would knock on her door. She'd open it with like wardrobe on. The other 2 girls would be watching TV because there were 3 girls in the room. This is how crazy I was. I would give her the coke rock, and I'd take my dick out, and I'd just stand there. And she'd suck my dick, and I'd just put my dick and walk away. And then I'd wait like 3 hours. This is how crazy this halfway house was. It was in Boulder, Colorado. It was called BCTC. This is how crazy. I think about this shit now. I'm like, they would have thrown, because if you had sex with one of the girls, they'd throw you in jail for like 4 fucking years. This girl was like a nasty freak, but you know, you live your life. Then we ended up in a rehab. Together. And then years later, I saw her out one day riding a bike. I was driving. I go, Patrice, what are you doing? Nothing. Suck my dick. She's like, let's go back to my house. Because my husband won't be home for a few hours. Your husband, when'd you get married? So that's how crazy this girl was. That's fucking, you think about your life and the people you've met, and you're like, what the fuck? I wasn't crazy. They were crazy.
Did you?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I was saying earlier, my favorite job you ever had, my favorite scam you ever ran. In Seattle, he'd always ran numbers or been a bookie, but he was gonna take bets from people because it's a good way to make money. But he didn't have any bank, so he would pretend to be the middleman, and he would take people's bets with no money to pay if they won. So he would take people's money, and if they won, he couldn't pay them.
Oh my God, I didn't get it in. Did you call?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. You could have won $1,000. Oh, I feel so bad. Fuck. I was doing comedy. I was in Bellingham. I didn't know, and I did this. Listen, always remember, when you're gambling, the odds of them losing are higher than the odds of them winning. I was fucking broke. I had to take a chance. It was either this or rob somebody.
Was that before or after we robbed the safe?
That was before the safe, because I had moved into a building where he owned a bar downstairs. There was offices for $125, and I rented the office. I didn't have an office. I had a phone that the guy had hooked me up with that I met at your bar.
Yeah.
It was like national phone service, and he hooked me up with an 800 line and a free number for a month with no credit check. What, are you fucking kidding me? I ain't paying you. No credit check. I opened up a fucking business with no dollars. There was no computer. I would take leads from this guy in San Diego, and I would call him and sell him gambling packages on the phone. You know me, I'm a fucking savage, guys. And then this other pigeon comes into his bar. He tells me he's looking for a fucking bookie. Really? I got a book for you? Yeah, Nino. I just made up an Italian name. Nino Gonzalez. He hangs out with the Gottis. Really? I'm doing book with Mafia? Yeah, don't worry about nothing. I'll even get you in the Mafia after a year. I sold a guy a Mafia membership in Boulder, Colorado for $2,000. And he would see me and he'd go, nobody called me yet. They're going to call you. They're doing the paperwork. You did the paperwork. I swear to God, I made this guy write his name down on a notebook paper, Social Security. He came up to me one day, and here's the crazy thing. He was from Brooklyn. He was an Italian kid from Brooklyn. He lives in San Jose now. Every once in a while, he sends me an email. And he came up to me one day and he goes, listen, I want to be in the mafia. What do I do? No problem. I'll make a call for you. We'll fill out the application and we'll get you in. I got like a notebook paper. He wrote his name, his mother's maiden name, his father's name, his date of birth, social. And give me the $2,000, somebody will call you. For years, he kept saying, nobody called me, bro. What the fuck happened? Nobody called me. So I could run a scam on a motherfucker if you let me. So I meet this fucking pigeon. He's like, and he's betting 200 a night. He loses to me 3 weeks in a row, like $600. Finally, we're going to Moscow, Idaho. It was a Wednesday night room where these were fucking hillbillies. They'd send you up tequila with Tabasco sauce in them. They call whatever the fuck, lizards or whatever.
Like a prairie dog, or a prairie fuck or something.
And
like
this
that.
audience goal was to make you puke on stage. So they would keep sending you the fucking drinks till you got sick on stage. It was crazy. So how we were going to get to fucking wherever we were going, this is crazy. How the gas money was coming from this fucking guy. So finally I go to meet him in front of Lobo Loco, and this motherfucker tells me, he goes, you ain't got no bookmaker. I finally figured out you're sitting on the bets. I ain't paying you. Bring me the bookmaker right now, and you got to see me go to work. Listen, you don't want to fuck with these people. Don't make this Italian guy get on the thing. He hangs out with Louis the Finger. Finally he goes, I'll give you the money, but I'll never put another bet in with you again. He paid me the money, he never called me again. What do I give a fuck?
I got a...
You think I want him as my Facebook friendly?
But, no, listen.
Oh, fuck.
Here's the thing. You think when you do those shows like Moscow, Idaho, a Wednesday night, who the fuck remembers us from doing that, right? I got a Facebook message from this girl maybe 2 years ago. And it
The
was...
one you came in her ear?
Yeah!
Came in the girl's ear? I laugh at him.
She said...
This motherfucker called me and he goes, listen, I just came in this girl's ear. She hasn't woken up yet.
It was the funniest thing because I said so. When I woke her up, this was the best part because I came in her ear and I woke her up and I go, you gotta go. You know what she said? What? And I was like, yeah, use the other ear.
Was she asleep? She was asleep when you came in her ear?
I would call Josh. I would call Josh from anywhere in the country. I would get to a city and I would call Josh. This is 98, 97, 99. I'm in New York City in the summer. I get to Port Authority. I'm in Syracuse. I get to Port Authority. I check my luggage at Port Authority. I got to go get weed. I go into deep Harlem. So I'm going into Harlem. I take the train, the A train up to 178. This is 15 years ago, whatever, 98. There's no weed. Gee, what's the mayor's name?
Giuliani.
Giuliani cleaned it up. There's no fucking weed. I'm depressed. I say, fuck it. I go to 178, so I get Cuban food right by Cedar Sinai. And I get on the A train. I'm on the A train. I get a calling card. I go, let me call Joshua. I got time till the A train comes. I'm on the fucking A train, but I'm turned around to the phone. And some chick is tapping me on the shoulder. Excuse me, I'm on the phone with you, Jakey. Yeah, I know. And then we're talking, and all of a sudden I go, excuse me. And I look at the girl. I don't even look at her. She goes, excuse me. She goes, for $2 and a lighter,
Yeah.
I'll suck your dick. She's saying this to me while I'm on the phone, and he hears it. And he goes, what did she say? Like, this could only happen to me.
I thought
And now I got a fucking witness. I got a witness. I'm on the phone, and we're talking about the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. And this girl's like, excuse me, for $3 and a lighter, I'll suck your dick. And I'm like, did you hear this? This is what happens to me all the fucking time. And she keeps tapping me, like, for $3, I'll suck your dick. I'm like, I heard you. And I look at her, and the girl, guys, is beautiful. Except somebody had punched her real hard in the fucking face. Like, this whole side was just purple. Like, it was just purple. Her eye was red, like, fucked up the pupil. And she's like, for $3 and a lighter, I'll suck your dick. And you know what? If there was a place where she could suck my dick, I would have let her. But I'm on a train. You have to go under deep, and then there's rats back there. I'm not doing that shit. But I couldn't. After a while, it was just a joke. I'm like, Josh, I gotta call you back. Yeah. I go, so you'll suck my dick for $3 and a lighter? And she's like, yes, I would. And I'm like, are you on crack? And she's like, I've never done crack in my life before. So now I gotta fuck with the bitch. Now I gotta like torture her. I'm like, why do you smoke crack? You know, and she's like, I don't. And I go, listen, if you tell me you smoke crack, I'll give you the money. You don't have to suck my dick. And she's like, but I don't. And I'm like, listen, all right, fuck it. You don't. And I'm trying to negotiate. Like, all right, you want $2 and a lighter? I'll give you $1 and a book of matches. And I'm serious. And she's like, fuck you, fat man. I'm not sucking your dick for $1 and matches and all this shit. I'm like, it's up to you. But if you tell me you smoke crack, I'll give you $5. You have to suck nothing. And she's like, okay. I smoke crack, motherfucker. I gave her the $5. She didn't even go up the stairs. She went into that cave back there and just disappeared into the fucking night. And I never forgot this woman till this day. This is the shit that happens.
Dude, you remember, I remember I ran a little business. It was kind of legitimate, but I had to go to Mexico twice a week. And but there was one time I had never been in Tijuana at 10 in the morning before. And I was waiting to meet up with this guy, and I'm drinking a coffee, and I'm walking down the street, and this guy goes, hey, you want women? And I was like, well, it's a little early. For women, it's 10 in the morning. He was like, $30 inside, anything you want. And I was like, no, I'm good, man. And he goes, 20. I go, no, I'm good. He goes, 10. And I said, well, I got to see what $10 looks like. I mean, if you're saying $10, anything I want, I got to at least take a look. It would be rude not to. And I walked in there, and let me just tell you something. A 10 a.m. $10 hooker looks exactly what you think she fucking looks like. Except add 2 kids. There were kids running around. One woman was playing with her kid. I walked in. She goes, hey, Hijo, I have to go to work. And I was like, oh, my God. I was like, fuck this. No. I'm gone. 10 in the morning.
Were there tier levels? Like if you paid 30, would you get a better one or no? Is it just the same?
You know what? I didn't start bargaining with them. You want? You
gotta ask.
You want to go down there?
Not really.
You kind of want to go down there.
Well,
now do you like strip clubs?
I've never been to a strip club.
That is a fucking.
You've never been to a strip club?
I'm Jewish. Why am I gonna pay a cover charge?
Well, look, I'm Jewish too. It doesn't have anything to do with it.
Well, he doesn't have to pay. He goes in for free and knows everybody there for some.
I don't know. I don't go to strip clubs.
How old are you?
24.
You've never been in a strip club?
Not once.
Do you see that deal with? But he watched. But the motherfucker.
He's lying.
But the motherfucker watched Community and Saturday Night Live. Now you know why I get mad at him. Now you know why when he says to me, I watched Community last night. Really? You motherfucker. You watched The Office? I'll fucking kill you. At 24, I wasn't watching that shit.
No.
At 24, I didn't even think about TV. You know what I'm saying? At 24, you're a fan of what? What? The Office? Are you fucking retarded?
Wait, what? So what titties are you seeing?
What?
What titties are you seeing?
The ones I date.
The ones you date?
Yeah. Online titties. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah. Does online count as dating? Wait, but just so you know, YouPorn, that's not really dating. Fuck. No, those girls don't really like it.
It freaks me out. Like I don't want anyone to hate me. Like I feel like they'd hate you. You walk in, like it feels creepy, man.
Where? At a strip club?
Yeah.
No, they're not hating you. You're there living.
It's a business
You're their
transaction.
You give them $20, they show you their pussy.
They gotta go to med school, dude. They gotta get themselves through med school.
I don't go to strip clubs, but I would take you just to take you.
Yeah.
Just to take you. I think we should do a church of what's happening now.
I would
take Lee to a fucking strip club party next. That's the next thing we do.
You know what? We could set that
we gotta
up.
take you to a strip club where they suck your dick and something nasty like a chick with a.
Can we start off low or something?
You know
what? Start low.
Yeah, it's like a normal one.
Have you ever been with a prostitute?
No. No. That one night outside of the haha, that crazy girl with a bandage on her head.
Whoa. She was like injured. She had a bandage on her head.
I went to the haha with Joey, and we were sitting outside talking, and this girl came up and started talking to us. He left because he's smart, and I just started talking to her. And there's a bar right next to it. We went and we started dancing and drinking and kissing. And she said, she said, "Do we have a deal?" I said, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I'll make you feel like the best man in the world." I was like,
That's a hooker.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, but I would never pay for it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I walked away because that would. I think I'd pass out. I'd fucking pay for a hooker, but she had a bandage on her head and was fucking crazy. She was crazy. Do you remember it at all?
So what? Who cares? That's the best.
That's a great story. You got
A chick with a bandage on her
That's a
head.
great story.
Listen, let me tell you what the best ass piece of pussy is. You see all these pretty girls in the room, they're all pretty, and I love to be with you. Fuck all you motherfuckers, all right? You find a chick with like an escape thing, like a bracelet from a loony bin, or a bandage that she got like Dee Dee Mao, like somebody threw in a bomb and she was in the room and she blew up and shit, and she has a bandage on her head. You know what that girl will do to you? She'll do everything but light your balls out. No herpes. The bomb explosion burned the herpes out.
Hey, the best blowjob I've ever got in my life. It was actually in Seattle. I was driving down Yeltsin, what is that? On the way out of downtown Seattle to Lake Glashai. I used to live down there, and I'm driving out, I think it's a street, and I saw a girl, obviously hooking, and a black girl, she had a little buckwheat hair, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down, like I'm all right with that. So she gets in the car, and she said, listen, I shouldn't be doing this. I just got out of jail, but how much will you give me if I suck your dick? And that was the best. That was the best blowjob I had ever got in my life. The right out of jail blowjob was like, I mean, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Doc, let me ask you
I
something.
suggest the out of jail blowjob. Anybody can get one?
Because there's a medical question. Do you ever get like a hooker that comes in and says, I want to be the best hooker I could be? Shoot me with HGH, like I want something heavy duty. I want my pussy to be in tip-top condition.
All right, where's my practice? In the San Fernando Valley.
Okay.
The former home of what business?
Pornography.
A lot of adult film stars come in.
No shit.
They get beat up. They get hurt. Their hips get knocked out. They always have neck injuries. Yeah, all the time.
By the way, that's why when I go to strip clubs, I don't like all nude strip clubs, because all nude means that if you're dancing all nude, you've made some mistakes in your life, and a lot of times those mistakes are reflected on their vaginas. Do you know what I mean? So I don't need to see some of those pussies look like wounded stingrays from SeaWorld. Only one of the flaps is working like this. It's not. It's not good.
Genetic.
Yeah, no.
It's genetic.
What does it mean when you're doing a topless
Genetic.
one? Like, have they made good decisions if they're at a topless one?
No, but I don't have to see the vagina. Like, a lot of times that vagina. Look, the vagina close up isn't great to look at, anyways. But when it's been beat up like that for a couple years,
That's
it's
a
not.
party. That's a party.
Medically speaking, they don't get beat up.
When the wing is all fucked up.
You have.
Really?
Because you ever eat pussy and the wing is fucked up in the morning, like the you know, and it kills me because they have like erectile dysfunction, but they never have a chick come out high. Does your wing not flap in the fucking morning? Because the wings don't work right. There's always that one wing that's like
it's a little
that's like a
off.
sleepy motherfucker. He's a little tired.
I remember the first time I saw an Audi. Do you know? Because some vajayjays hang a little lower.
The JJ.
Yeah, some of them hang a little lower, right? So it was the first time I'd ever seen an Audi, and I was like, what the fuck? It looked like Homer Simpson's mouth sideways. Right? I was like, damn, look at that fucking thing. It looked like it was going to eat me. It was huge.
Where did this podcast go wrong?
Okay, but I'm going to bring it back to medical. I'm telling you, genetic. What you have is what you have, okay?
So they don't get beat up. They don't stretch out? They don't stretch.
Medically, no, your labia is your labia. Just like, some guys have really hangy balls.
Yeah.
And some guys have tight ones. I'm
Yeah.
not going to talk about
If your balls hang down, do they wiggle all around?
You got one tight one and one hangy one.
Oh, I got the left one is the tight one. That's the one that went to aerobics early on. It's like I got two balls and one of them lived right and the other one did what he did. He went to concerts, he slept late, he didn't take care of himself, he refused to go to the gym. So he's all fucked up. That's what happened.
He didn't eat well.
He didn't take care of himself, You gotta take care of your nuts. It's fucked up. But
Are we gonna take him to a strip club?
whatever he needs. I listen. I love Lee. I love Lee. My job with the church is to reach out, but it's also Lee's the science project. Every once in a while, I get an email. You're picking on Lee. I'm not picking on fucking Lee. I'm showing Lee the world in a tight situation. I'm showing him the world through my rearview mirror. Like motherfucking Tupac. You understand me?
Where do we go?
Sometimes Lee gets mad at me. He says, you shouldn't do that.
Where do we go? Because I lived in Van Nuys. And
I don't know.
And there's ones by like the 405. I don't want to go to those ones.
We got to take it to a dirty one, Lee.
I
No
can go to
glamour, no stakes.
City and Industry's rough. Yeah.
That's the one.
City and Industry.
That's the one. Something where they fart on your face. You know what I'm saying? Something you need. Lee, you need to break out of your comfort zone. You're in a nice comfort zone. I love you. You're a very nice kid, but you need somebody to pee on you. You need these things to start. Because if not, you're not gonna live your life. Tell the doctor you don't even like eating ass. You've never eaten ass before.
I like pussy. I don't want to eat ass.
But you never thought of licking a girl's asshole.
No, this shit.
It's erotic. So what? You eat McDonald's, the same shit. They get
No,
shit.
it's not.
They were finding shit on the hamburgers. It's in that movie that they found little turds of shit on the hamburgers. Tell the doctor you don't even like a finger up your ass.
No.
Like if a chick sticks a finger up your ass, she's fired.
It would never happen.
Would you talk to her? Like say, listen, you can't do that no more?
I've never had that. Like, okay, all right. One of the first girls I slept with, like I had just turned 21, so we went out drinking.
Whoa. The first girl you slept with, you were 21?
No. I'm saying one of the first girls. Like I was like 19 or 20 when I first, but there was like I could legally buy alcohol. I went to her house, and she was like one of the first ones that was like Carrie's fine, but like one of the ones that just did nothing. And she came up and like she didn't even want to start out regular. She said she wanted to start out anal, and I almost passed out. It freaked me out.
And what did you do? Did you just start?
I said no, and we had it freaks me out. I can't.
All right, we're gonna.
Maybe the only person in the entire world who's ever said no to anal. No, I will not. You're a lady.
Any girl who wants to start out with anal, no thanks. I'm all set. It freaks me out. What?
You understand me? Lee, ladies and gentlemen, Lee is the nicest kid in America. And I love that he's nice and sweet. We gotta toughen him up.
What's wrong with pussy? What's wrong?
There's nothing wrong with pussy.
So
why
do you have to start out with anal?
Because how many times are you gonna fuck this girl in the pussy? One time. And then you're gonna sit there and talk to her about what? Music, the computer, the iPhone. No, you gotta eat her ass, then you go back, then you gotta finger bang her, then you gotta suck her tits, then you gotta punch her, then you gotta fuck her again. You know, I don't think you can fuck a girl 3 or 4 times and keep coming. So you gotta break up entertainment. You just can't sit there and talk until your dick gets hard. So you gotta flip them over and lick their ass a little bit and spank them, massage their titties, and rub your dick on their neck. There's things that you gotta do. And then they suck your dick and they lick your nuts and you know. I don't like a tongue in the ass either, but when you get the party started, you gotta do what you gotta. The first girl, like Carol stuck a tongue up my ass. The first time I was in Boulder, I never had a tongue in my ass, and she told me to turn over. That's disgusting. I'm not gonna get on all fours and have you lick my ass like an ice cream cone. That's not happening. I do that to you. I'm the slob. That's disgusting. I know what my ass smells like. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind if you suck my dick and you get like 10% of my ass whiff coming up at you. You could tolerate that. But when your ass is there and it's 90% of your asshole in that poor girl's face and she want to lick it like that, no. But when you're coked up and you're drunk, a little tongue in the ass ain't bad. Like you like it and you make believe you don't like it. Stop it. You like the dunk.
You know what else is? Sometimes you get up into the position where you're like this, and it's almost like they're changing your diaper.
Oh.
You're in happy baby. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Yeah. And that's what pisses me off about the position. I love yoga. And if women went to yoga and did those positions at home, men would be a lot happier. But no woman, you walk in and they're holding their ankles and happy baby going sideways. Let me show you happy baby.
Oh, shit. I hope someone took a picture. Did someone get a picture of that at all?
Oh my God. Yeah, that was pretty
flexible. So now you guys know. I don't pick on Lee. Lee's like he's a son that landed on my lap. When he tells me these things, it breaks my fucking heart. When he talks to me like that and he goes, I don't know, I want to grab him by the fucking neck and go, you get in the car right now. And we're going to pick the first nastiest black chick out of bus stop sitting there. And we're going to eat her fucking ass, okay?
Right out of jail.
And I'm not saying nothing bad about black chicks. I love you dirty motherfuckers. I'm a big fan of Mrs. Obama. I would tear that little buck-tooth bitch up. Oh, I love Mrs. Obama. I would eat her pussy. When I seen her dance on Jimmy Fallon when she was doing that shit, I got all horned up. I love Mrs. Obama.
I feel like your dream is like Diane Sawyer and Mrs. Obama.
What's that?
You Diane Sawyer.
Oh,
and
Diane
Sawyer, really?
Oh, that Jew. I threesome that motherfucker. Me, Diane Sawyer.
Diane Sawyer?
I'm 50. Diane Sawyer is hot to me. She's like 56. She got her little Patty Duke haircut. She always gives me the news I want to read. She's very cute. She looks at the camera.
She's got one lazy eye.
I don't give a fuck. That's a party right there. That's a party right there. I can make believe she's the fucking guy. She's what's the guy from the King of Scotland? What's the guy? Lloyd Whitaker, whatever his name is.
Forrest Whitaker?
Whatever his fucking name is.
Why would you pretend he's Forrest Whitaker?
Well, you probably have a better shot with Forrest Whitaker than Diane Sawyer.
When I was in high school, there was this chick that was banging, but she had a lazy eye, so it was always lazy. So she had a crush on my friend. He was scared of her. He's like, she's here. And Judas Priest has a song, I Got a Contact on You. So I would look at him and go, she's got a contact on you. Stop.
There was a girl I went to college with who had one arm, and we used
One arm?
one arm, and we used to call her Slot. And when we got drunk, we'd walk up to her bar and we'd pull her arm and we'd go, lemon, vagina, shit. Okay, we put our hands under her pussy and wait for something to drop out.
Those fucking poor girls, bro. Those poor girls we tortured in high school. Those are the toughest women in the fucking world. I had a friend that used to walk like this. You know those girls that walk like this, like Goofy? But the other way, like her feet were like this, and they call her 10 to 2, because she was like this. So they call that bitch 10 to 2 right to her face. 10 to 2. You can't write that shit.
You mean disabled people is what you mean.
No, she wasn't disabled, all right, fucking Lee. She didn't have a handicap sticker in her car. In those days, if you were handicapped, you had to work, motherfucker. They didn't care. You had to walk all the way from the back to Target. Remember that shit started 10 years ago. In the old days, now you see handicapped fat people. That's because they park in front of the fucking joint. 10 years ago, they'd be all fucked up, but they'd be in shape.
Dude, Al Fox used to walk down
Al
those
Fox,
stairs.
remember Al Fox?
He used to walk down the stairs at
Oh, my God. We had a comic. We had two comics in Seattle. We had Rita O, who was a man and became a woman, and her head.
She was in the middle of her operation.
Her head was this fucking big. And the doctors would prescribe her Valium. They prescribed her everything. And we used to steal her Valium. It was fucking classic. She used to talk like a woman. Oh, my God, I have this spot tonight. But then if you ate her nachos, she'd look at you and she'd say, put them back!
She was all dainty. One time she was sitting at the table. She was like, I can't, I'm really nervous about going on stage. I'm so nervous. And I reached for one of her nachos and she went, hey! And I was like, what the fuck?
Is she the one that fell off stage and died?
Yeah, she fell down the stairs and died.
Her head was so big.
Yeah.
Her
She
head was
couldn't
so
balance
big.
her body and her head brought her
was
down
so
the
big
stairs
that
and
she
she died. Going down the stairs.
And she would go to Queen Anne up on the hill and dance at these clubs and shit, and she fell off and banged her head. And she didn't fucking live, poor though. And then we had Al Fox that was like a fucking one of those guys. And he called me out one time. Al Fox was a handicap that was tough. He came up to me after. He's like, fuck you, man. I'll fucking kick your ass. I'm like, what are you going to do? I couldn't fucking fight this kid, but he was a tough fucking kid. It's amazing. The travels that we gone through, man. It's fucking amazing as a comic that we went. And we were broke comics, guys. Fucking broke. I lived in his office. It didn't have a shitter. I had to shit out the window. Okay, I had to join the gym to take a shower. And we lived with Lionel. I lived with Lionel. Lionel was the baddest white dude I ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Lionel was a white dude that was down for anything. You know those people that are just down for anything. He lived in a warehouse in Seattle.
Those parties at his house were.
And he had the window open, and anybody could throw rocks. And if I missed the bus to Josh's house, I would throw rocks, and he'd let me in. I'd sleep in the corner. And I would wake up in the middle of the night, and every night was a different scenario. he had no heat. So he'd have like 3 black guys and him smoking crack, passing around a pipe. That's what I wake up to. One night he woke me up, he's like, come on, there's a party in the building. We went to the building where he lived at. It was one of those things you had to pull the fucking elevator with the thing down, and and we went there, and there was 2 chicks dancing in a cage, eating each other out and shit at this party where they were doing heroin. And this is a true story. This is Seattle, and I'm there, and I'm doing coke, and there was this guy with a suit on who kept saying, look at you fucking idiots doing cocaine and heroin. That's candy stuff. I did all that shit we know those older guys, I went to Woodstock, I did this. And we're like, listen, bro, fucking the singer from Alice in Chains is fucked up on this fucking heroin, and you're sitting there saying that it don't do nothing to you. So one of the guys cut a line of heroin, and there was a beam, and he was holding on to it. And I'll never forget, he's like, do the fucking line of heroin. The guy's like, fuck you youngsters. I used to do this shit in my sleep. He did the whole line of heroin. And he looked at us, and all of a sudden he started foaming like the mouth, like Uma Thurman. And he held on to the pole, and he just started spinning, and this motherfucker dropped. And everybody's like, give him like the resuscitation. Lionel's like, fucking let him die. That's how crazy Lionel was. Lionel, now he's in a band, right? He got his life together or something like that.
Lionel?
Yeah, last time he got a girlfriend, he got his life together. Is he living on the ranch? No, you don't fuck. Doc, any closing notes? What do you got for it?
What do you want? What do you want?
Anything on the health tip? I mean, what do you think, Doc? Am I getting healthier?
You look great. You're doing great. Look at him.
I've been working out. It's good.
Show him.
I'm a savage, dog.
Tell him what you do every day.
What do I do?
What's your workout?
I work out. I try to work out every day. I take 2 days off. I'm fucking 50 years old. So I go to 2 kickboxings a week. I just joined jiu-jitsu, so I'm going to try that 2 times a week. And I go on the epileptical. So that's not fucking bad. And I walk every day.
Not the epileptic. You don't go on an epileptic.
I have my daughter.
You jump on an epileptic guy and you ride him around for a while?
Whatever. I remember one time I robbed an epileptic guy.
What?
On Friday nights, I did not know this. And I've told this story before that I used to hang out at this bar called Joe and Mary's, and this epileptic guy used to come in, a janitor.
Oh, Jesus.
And he'd come in every night, and at the end of the night, I'd get coked up, and I'd pickpocket him. I used to be a good pickpocketer, so I'd pickpocket him, and he'd have those things with pills, and I'd open it up, and he'd have a bunch of Valiums in there, and he had these other white pills in there. So I would take the Valiums, give them to all my cocaine buddies, and put the pill... What the fuck? So I would do this to him every Friday night. And one Friday night, I actually went in his pocket. He didn't have no Valiums. He just had these white pills. So my buddy's like, where's the Valiums? And I go, bro, he ain't got Valiums. He's got baby Quaaludes. I didn't even know what they were. But who cared? That's how I ran then. I don't know what they are, but how bad can they be? Just take one and we'll let the pieces fall where they may. So I gave them out to like 10 guys. It was a Saturday night at like 2 in the morning. I went home, whatever, got fucked up, went to bed. Do you know I woke up Monday fucking morning? And I woke up, and all I did that Sunday was basically get up to puke and pee and go right back to bed. I would basically crawl to the pee, and then go back to bed, drink water. So Monday I get up, and I see my answering machine. The phone is blinking up a storm. It's just blinking. And I'm picking up, and I'm hearing, Coco, fuck you, you fat fucking spick. Your mother sucks dick. Beep. And the next one, fuck you. I've been high for 2 fucking days, motherfucker. What did you give me? Beep. Fuck you. So I had all these people pissed off at me. One guy, Greg Schmidt and J-Mo Schmidt, they're on Facebook. They live in San Diego. He called me up, and he's like, I actually went to the pharmacy. This is what they give epileptics when they have a seizure. I was fucking people up. But I had one friend who was like, bro, I like those pills. His name was, you got any more of those things? Those things were solid, dog. It's like Sergio Love. Sergio Love could eat 20 Valiums a night. But I gave him anxiety pills. I got one time. He called me 2 days later. He's like, man, them motherfuckers were for real, dog. So it's really fucking weird what you're taking out there. So, Doc, any closing statements here for the people?
No stories. The stories are all good.
Just stay healthy. Come see you.
No, don't come see me. This group.
After
No,
everything
you
you've
guys are
heard,
too
can
young. You don't need to come in.
You're too young.
No,
after everything
I
you've heard,
told-
can he still come and see you? Is he still allowed? After
Joey's
everything
the
you heard
man.
tonight? Yeah.
Joey's the man,
You
dog.
kidding?
I'm taking care of myself. I drink water. You know, I'm a father.
My staff actually says Joey's 10 minutes late. I go, yeah. Should we call him? Go, no, he'll be here. Well, what if something happened? They love him. Girls love you.
No, I love the girls. I like the girls. I love everybody else. He got nice girls. We're going to close with a good safe story when I try to talk Josh into being a criminal and stuff. Start it out.
With the safe story?
Yeah.
I worked at a bar where these guys were crooked, and they hadn't paid me for about 2 months. They were assholes, and it was down near where the Mariners played, and we used to get huge crowds when the Mariners were in town. So the Yankees were in town, and I was going out of town to do stand-up in Moscow, Idaho. And I told Joe, I was like, listen, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you some keys. You're going to go in and take a safe. I'm going to be out of town, so I can't get blamed for it. And usually at the end of a weekend on a Sunday, right, because they don't go to the bank on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have a whole weekend full of Yankee money. So that
30,
was
40 fucking G's.
guaranteed.
$6 beers, cash.
Yeah. So I give him the keys, and I go out of town, and when he takes the safe, now you want to tell him how you took that safe?
No, so... It was a fucking Sunday night. I did my spot. I met the fucking dude that was the accomplice. I went over to this place, and I went by the back door. I opened the door with the keys. I went up 2 flights of stairs to the office, and there's the fucking safe. And, you know me, I try to play it takes a thief. But I always knew, like the people who taught me how to steal said, don't try to break the safe. Take the safe to go. And you can break the safe at home. That's what you do. You take the safe to go. You don't leave it there and play fucking, the Italian job. You fucking take the safe to go. So I fucking go to move the safe. This fucking safe is heavy, guys. But they call old man strength, but this was hunger strength. This was thievery strength. I picked this fucking safe up. This safe, I mean, a bodybuilder couldn't pack. I fucking picked this thing up, and I took it out of the thing, and I'm like, and I got a hemorrhoid. I had a fucking hemorrhoid, a hernia, everything. And I dropped the safe, and I would just push it down the fucking stairs. Boom, 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 and broke shit. And I would pick up the safe again.
It broke the stairs.
Broke the fucking stairs, threw it down, bam, 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 broke the stairs, picked it up, manhandled it. I fucking get out in the hallway, out in the alleyway, and there's the kid with the Acura. I put the fucking safe in his car, closed the trunk. As we get in the fucking car and slam the door, he pulls the car 3 inches, and there's a cop car right there on First Avenue clocking people. So I was throwing the safe down while the cops were outside eating fucking hamburgers. Those dumb fucks out there with the fucking speed gun. And here I am carrying this fucking safe, throwing it down. So we take the fucking safe, we go back to his house, he's out of town, we call him in the hotel, the safe is completed. I'm thinking 30 G's 3 ways.
Well, you were like, this safe is so heavy, there's no way there isn't $30,000.
$30,000. It felt like $30,000, you know what I'm saying? I had picked up safes before, this felt like $30,000. I get the fucking safe, we bring it, carry it to the back room, because again, hunger fucking strength. I put the safe, I don't even know how we cracked it open. I think we got a blowtorch, a drill, we fucking drill this thing. I'm there like James Caan and Thief, I'm sweating and shit. I'm all fucking hot. We open the thing and there's a bag of change.
Quarters. $27 in quarters. That's why it was so heavy, because those quarters are fucking heavy.
He called me, now what'd we get? Wait till you come. Big fucking score, cocksucker.
Well, that was the best thing. I couldn't wait. He goes, wait till you get back. I'm going to give you your money personally. He gave me $9 in quarters. He goes, here you go.
That's your 30 fucking thousand, cocksucker. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing worse when you have a plot in your mind and you're going to go do the plot and you're going to make money. There was in San Francisco in '85, I used to watch drug dealers at the Hilton check in, and I'd rob them. I'd wear a suit on like Miami Vice. I'd make believe I would work the Wall Street Journal. As soon as I watched, we're going for a walk, I could tell, and I'd run up and follow the maid. And in those days, they left the keys in the door. So I would steal the keys out of the door. I was a professional, and I'd bring the fucking key back. I was crazy, right? So this one day, I go into this room, and I go in the room, and there's a fucking bag. And I open it up, and the Coke is in the middle, and on the sides, there's cash. There's American cash, and there's Colombian cash. But the American cash looked like $20,000. The Colombian cash said millions, millones. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck this white money. I'm taking the Colombian money. So I take all the Colombian money, I put it in a bag, I fucking carry that. I take like a little bit of Coke like the asshole that I am. Because why rob the guy to pieces? I already got him for 3 fucking millones. Colombian. I get back to the hotel room, I got rubber bands everywhere. I'm putting all this Colombian money together. I'm counting. I'm like Ed Norton. Remember the time when they got the will?
Yeah.
And they went the next morning, they brought the suitcase, and he shows up with a suitcase to Ralph's, and Ralph goes, what's the suitcase for? And he goes, I didn't think we want to carry home $30 million. And he goes, the small details. And Ralph's like, this fucking idiot. He goes, why don't you go upstairs and cut $30 million and put it in the suitcase and see if it fits? Norton looks at him and goes, ch-ch. He takes the money out. He had already counted the $30 million. This is how I felt. I had like $3 million in Colombian money. I'm calling my friends in Jersey, bitch, bust out the blow. I will be there tomorrow with big fucking pockets. I got $3 million Colombian. Even if it's 10%, I got $300,000. Even if it's 10% of the fucking money. I hire the biggest, blackest fucking guy from the Tenderloin to walk me the next day. I put on a suit. I'm like, Don, I tell the girlfriend, get the fucking first class tickets. We're going straight into Kennedy, bitch. I get to the bank, it opens up at 9, I'm there at 8:50 fucking 9 with a bag of Colombian money, because you gotta go like the foreign banks where you change the money. This bitch, I look her in the face and I go, I hope you brought cash today, because Papa's gonna bust his fucking bank. He's like, we have plenty of cash here. I couldn't even fit the money under the window. They had to get a guard to come and give him the suitcase full of fucking money. She's there for 20 minutes, count and count. I'm like, woo. There was no cell phones. I'm like, call bitches collect. We're buying the fucking plane. This lady looked at me and she goes, $36. Now count it again, motherfucker. Count it again. I was like Tony Montana in Scarface. Count it again. We're 100,000 off and shit.
Hey, did you ever cash? Remember those checks that used to get sent to my apartment? The guy who lived in my apartment before me when we first moved to L.A. ended up being Adam Sandler's production partner.
Yeah.
Right, Jack Giroputo or whatever, right?
His brother showed up to my show.
So he used to get residual checks, and this was I was eating a meal a day, and I was living in one bedroom with 3 kids in a St. Bernard. Like, we had no money. So I would get residual checks sent to me for like $25,000, and they would just stack up on my counter. Did you try to talk me into cashing some of those? Did you ever cash any of those?
No, I used to go to the Improv and take the other comedians' checks. Because at the Improv, you walk in and say, you got a check for me? And they go, look in the box. And you would look in the box, and your check would be the Diaz, but like Rick Dukerman, he was a millionaire. He wouldn't collect a check.
Drew Carey had like 1,000 checks.
So I would just take Drew Carey's checks and sign them and put them into Wells Fargo. Fuck it. They never figured it out. Drew Carey wasn't going to fucking figure it out, you know? Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do when you're fucking. There used to be a gas station by Josh's house, Avi. If it wasn't for him, I used to go in there every day. I would watch him till he was outside pumping gas or helping somebody, and I would run in and take a pack of fucking cigarettes. Every day I did this from this guy. Just a pack of Camel Lights to get me going. I don't know what I do those years living in that fucking neighborhood there. I wouldn't know. We lived in a crazy building. They had a drug dealer in the building.
3 drug dealers.
3 drug dealers. A coke guy, a chick that would suck dick with no chin. She had
Julie.
No chin. She had big tits, tremendous tits, but she had no chin. So you'd be all coked out at 4 in the morning. Julie, those tits are banging.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Wait, now, we were maybe a little... Joey used to crash on my couch a lot. This is when I knew we were a little, maybe we needed to tighten up the ship a little bit. Because I would say, we can't really do much coke in the apartment, the kids are... So Joey used to sleep on my couch. So one morning, my son was still in diapers, maybe 2 years old, and he's running around, and he's going like this. And I go, what are you doing? And I just heard it go... I go, what are you doing? He was running around going, I got a toy. I go, what do you got? And I stop him. Joey had slept on my couch. 2 bindles of coke had dropped out on the couch. My son had found him in the fucking cushion, was running around, flapping him around the apartment. And I was like, Joey, we got to tighten this ship up a little bit, dude. Yeah.
You think of your life, and this is what it comes down to, guys. Hey, I appreciate you guys coming down. Any questions? Any fucking questions? What's up, beautiful?
When are we doing after this?
I don't know what 11 Lee's schedule is.
Taking him to a strip club.
I think there's a strip club on Victory. Let's take him there. Unless there's one in Pasadena. All right, let's go. Let's take him to Victory and let's get him. Let's get a stripper to fart in his face tonight. Just Lee, we love you. These people love you, but you got to come out of your shell and you got to stop being such a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, we love you. These people. Leave.
Let's go. Fine. Let's go.
So we got to break out of your shell. We love you. We care for you. I ain't picking on you. Any other questions?
I do.
Nah, Lee's out. Lee's out tonight, guys. So wherever you, if there's a girl here and you're feeling generous tonight, and you feel like really making somebody's day, if you feel like that hooker in Biloxi Blues, remember?
Hey, but no anal.
No anal.
That's
Take care
a
of my
deal breaker
boy.
for him.
Be gentle. I love you guys. One more time, Mr. Frank Berdice. One more time, Josh Wolf. One more time, the Flying Jew. Thank you very much for coming out tonight.